Hello guys and welcome back to Death Before Dishonour, which is super exciting. We're here for Season 2, which is very cool. Zach B. Saint, of course, being the champion of the Grand Finals a couple of weeks ago, and we're back for some more tournament play. We have some new players playing in, some old players coming back, and it's all going to be very super exciting. So up first, we are going to have Park Map, who has been previously on the stream, although he is making his debut in the tournament scene. I believe in our King of the Hill style stream we did the other day, he actually went undefeated and had to go offline before he was beaten. So very good player there, and he's going to be up against A Move Hacker when he does get himself online. So we'll just wait and see, send him a message and see how he's doing. A Move, of course, has played previously in our tournaments. Very, very good player, world renowned amongst the Dowie. And then in round 2, we do have the Mighty Worship up against Flying Taco, which should be a pretty good matchup. So let's just send a quick message to A Move Hacker and make sure he's all good. If worse comes to worse and it does take more than 5-10 minutes, I can always hop in and get in, show off my very terrible and sleepy skills. Cool, so we've got Park Map in there. I'll just send A Move a quick message. Cool, send a message, so we'll give him a couple of minutes to try and get online. So how are you all doing today? Looks like Park Mac has already selected for the Dowie. I myself have just woken up from a nap, so I'm a little bit sleepy, but nevertheless still down and ready to rumble as always. Good evening, Croissant Man. What's up, dude? Unfortunately, Croissant couldn't play today, but he, of course, will be returning for Death Before Dishonour at some point, being a veteran of some of the previous games. Always good to see him in the chat as well here. So got a few people watching. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome, welcome. If this is your first time viewing my channel, we do live streams, we do tournaments, something called Come At Me Bros series where people attack me viciously and I go up against the world. We also do replays and all that fun stuff. We have reactions coming up soon and breakdowns and all kinds of fun, awesome stuff. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're getting pretty close to 100 subscribers now, which is pretty damn awesome. I'm just going to let Park Map know we'll find out where A Move is. Hopefully I told him the right time, I believe I did. You may have got it mixed up as we are currently on British time. And over here in Britain, it is freezing. I am super chilly. Hey, Council of Rome in the chat there. One day I shall return and kick all of your butts, except Welsh's, because he's still scary. I believe you beat him last time, didn't you? Didn't you beat him in the finals, which was pretty impressive. Council of Rome, very good player. Likes to underplay himself a little bit, undersell himself, but he's very good. Cool. In fact, it looks like... Where? Oh, cool. A Move is on his way. So it's all good. Looks like he's going to be coming to the forefront fairly shortly, which should be good. And then also making their debut on the channel will be Flying Taco. Actually, not debut on channel, as he has in fact played on a live stream, destroying me in a Come At Me Bro game. He's a very, very good player, as all of these guys are. In fact, Park Map has beaten me. I don't think I've played A Move, and I'm pretty sure the other two have also stomped me at some point, so they're nothing to mess with. I do not claim to be the world's greatest player, but I am a fairly decent marker of seeing where people are. Oh, Croissant Man, how's that going? Hope it's going on good, man. Aristodemus, that explains so much, man. That explains so much. So hope you guys are all good. Now, I have a deep, dark secret to tell you all about one of our players, Flying Taco, who will be up in round 2. So me and my housemates used to watch, or we still do, watch a lot of Turin's tournaments. And when we watched the first... is it the Ever Chosen? Oh my god, I've completely forgotten the name of his big tournament. Anyway, I don't know if it's the Ever Chosen or the Eternal Challenger League. There we go. The Eternal Challenger League. He was my housemate's favourite player. He was always rooting for Flying Taco, so I'm sure he's been rooting for him today. Cool. It's on his way. There is no rush. This is going to be a very chilled out tournament. So it's a 4-man tournament, 2 semi-finals and a finals. All the games are best of 3. Maps are predetermined, and the players can simply do a gentleman's agreement or a pick and ban situation. It is a tournament mainly focused on having fun, and of course, as you can tell by the name, we don't want any of that cheating or nasty stuff. It is Death Before the Dishonour. So we've got some pretty exciting stuff coming up. We have some really hardcore games. These are some very good players. I'm really happy we managed to get these guys in to kick off Season 2. What does it explain? It just explains you in general, man. Just explains what you do. Hey, what's up, Flying Taco, man? Hope you're doing all good. Good to see you boys all in here chilling out. We're just currently waiting on A-Move, who is on his way. And he's going to be up against Park Map. Park Map, of course, a master at command enforcers, although I believe this is his tournament debut, at least on this channel, so we'll see if he can kick it with the big boys. We're smarter nowadays. We are definitely smarter, apart from myself. I feel like I've gotten dumber with age, which is the best way of doing things. Still waking up from my little nap, but I'm sure the first battle, all the blood and whatnot splattering onto our screen, should get me up and firing. So I hope you're doing all good today, guys. How is everyone? Is everyone excited? Does anyone have any favourites? So just to kind of instate who is playing today, we have Park Map up against A-Move Hacker in round 1, fighting on Troll Country to start with. And round 2, Worsha against Flying Taco, which is 2 big heavy gun players there coming at each other. So it should be all good. Now there is a delay on the stream, guys, so sorry if I am answering questions a little bit slow, and I'm having to answer questions off my phone. So I will try and keep up as much as possible. Now, I have a little secret about my channel here, is when you hit the like button underneath the video, which is the little thumbs up video, a puppy is born into the world, and the world is a better place, and people are happy. But every time you hit the dislike button, or no one likes but they're viewing said video, a puppy dies, and the world is a much worse place. So make sure if you love puppies, to hit that like button. Cool, cool, cool. So let's have a quick check on Discord and see where he is. Not online yet. I'll just go into the little chat with him and see how he's doing. Cool, still on his way, so we should be underway fairly shortly. A-Move, of course, is a master Dowie player, does like a good old box build, which I feel is the way to go with the dwarf still. I know certain people like to do a bit more of an onion layer, which I think you need to do with the box, and kind of spread it out fairly far. Not kind of just go back to back with each other with your missiles in the middle, as you will eventually get cracked. Kind of a mixture between the onion effect and the box build, and he is just so good at it. I believe we've had him in 1 tournament so far. He was meant to play in a second one, but unfortunately couldn't make it. So very interesting to see what he can do. I always like trying to bring in 1 or 2 players who either haven't played in tournaments before or are fairly new to the tournament scene, as I think they can bring a lot of surprising builds, and it'd be interesting to see what Park Map does bring. So it looks like we have Walrus in here, who I assume is A-Move Hacker. I'll say what's up. Sweet, looks like they're all good to get cracking. Unless I manage to guess the password, we are about to get ready to go. So these guys are going to have the option of pick and ban or gentleman's agreement. Oh god, I'll spell in there. Cool, so we're good to get these guys underway. Now, who is your money on? The underdog Park Map, the kind of unknown mysterious man, or A-Move Hacker? Ah, of course the Dowie dude takes his time. That is the only way Dowie play. Now you got 10 people watching. What's up, guys? Nice to see you. Hope a few of you are new to the channel and you decide to stick around. We've had a nice little bump of subscribers recently. We did some videos with some Razordons, which seem to be very popular, and Dread Saurians and so forth. And we're crawling quite close now to that 100 mark. On the 100 mark, we will probably do some type of celebration stream. Not sure what we're going to do. At the 1,000 mark, I believe I did promise Aristotle Damos on a live stream that I would do a 24-hour live stream, but that is a long way away, unless a certain someone wants to make a ton of fake accounts. Cool, cool, cool. Let's check Discord to make sure I have no questions in there. No, looks like we are all good. Unfortunately, my mouse seems to have frozen, which isn't good. Oh, there it goes back. Oh, no. Oh, no, don't do this to me, mouse. Come on, I believe in you. It's like half wiggling its way across the screen, which isn't too good. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Hopefully that should sort itself out in a second. Let's have a little look at chat while the mouse has been a bit funny. Yes, we demand box builds. Hey, Poison Ducky, what's up, my dude? Nice to see a fellow duck kicking around. Poison Ducky, if for those of you who don't know, is a fellow YouTuber, so give him some love. Go check out his channel, of course, after the stream. I want to see what's kicking first. Okay, so the mouse is back. Don't know what's going on over there. You can pick and ban. Then I pick my faction. Okay, cool. Looks like those guys are just sorting out. Hopefully the mouse issues will clear up there. It just kind of froze and stuck on spot. I don't think the battery's low, so seem to be all good now. Back and cracking. Looks like Park Map is going to be going Empire. And bans dwarfs, oh, knowing full well what a move would probably go for. I think the Dowie are a very good matchup as well against the Empire. Yes, they have shorter range cannons, but apart from that, they can do absolute bits up against the Empire. So we are playing with Warhammer Cup rules today, and also with unit caps on. It's a little bit tricky for me to spot any rule breaking at the time, and we're fairly chill out. I know all these guys are very good competitors, very nice guys, and we do have big Discord where everyone chats, so I know no one will intentionally cheat, but if anyone does spot anything, any unit restrictions going over limit and so forth, please do let me know, and we can just let the guys know and get it all sorted. Yo, what's up, Wicked D? How's it going, man? Oh, Poison Ducky, you're watching this in class? Yes, you should, man. This is the best way to learn. It is the best way to learn. Yes, when we do get to the 1,000 mark, there will be a 24-hour stream. I'm just going to call it the Aristodemos stream, where all I'm going to do is play him for 24 hours. That's my plan. Cool, so it looks like we've got some Empire up against Dark Elves. Now, Dark Elves are one of those factions I hate to play against because I can't play them very well, and therefore I don't know all their strengths and weaknesses. However, I did have a bit of help by someone called a Rockerboss before, who does, in fact, also have a YouTube channel alongside Poison Ducky. Here's some really nice in-depth videos, actually. He really kind of slows down and breaks down all his strategies, who's helped me out in some matchups against Dark Elves, and now I'm fairly confident going in with the Lizmen. Now, what I want to see mainly today, for you guys waiting in the chat for round 2, is Razordons. I want to see Razordons left, right, centre, full army stacks of Razordons. I love the little fellas. They are absolutely terrible, unfortunately, but they look so cool, and I do have some videos up on me trying my best to get them to work. Looks like Park Map for some reason switched back. Okay, no, it looks like he's all good. So Troll Country, very short map. I always use this one to kick off as it gets straight into the action and gets nice and bloody early on. After this, they are going to be fighting on River and Maxon, and if it goes to game 3, we do have Pillar of Bone, which should be pretty exciting. So what are your guys' favourite units so far, by the way? Ooh, are these best of 3? Yes, my dude. All of them are best of 3, including the finals. Warhammer's always more important. So Aristodemos, sorry. God, I was reading a message from him just then. A-Move Hacker is ready now, just waiting on Park Map. There is no pressure though. We don't have any time limits on any of that nasty stuff. Well, I mean, there's a 60-minute time limit in the game, but that's not really ever going to get reached unless someone's draw kiting, and draw kiting, of course, is banned in the Warhammer Cup rules. I know some people try and, play that edge a little bit, but both opponents must attack. It just makes games a lot easier and quite fun to commentate. Soon as well, hopefully, I think it was Croissant's idea, who is in chat right now. I believe it was his idea of doing a newcomers tournament, which I am kind of starting to slowly plan and formulate how best to do it. I believe it's going to be called Squire Tonight, and it's just going to be all new players who haven't had any tournament experience come together, giving them a platform in an attempt to kind of show off their skills and also break into the tournament scene, as it can be quite daunting. I've played in a few tournaments now, I think 3. Unfortunately, they're on weekends, and that's normally when I work, but I've managed to get in a few ones. I did relatively well in the latest one. I think it was Sun's tournament, the one that I did fairly good in, and managed to break through a little bit, take down a few people who I feel are better players than me. I just played really good on the day. So just waiting on Park Map now. We should get this underway. Do you guys have a favourite in this matchup who you would rather be? Your favourite unit is the Glade Guard. Well, the Glade Guard are pretty damn cool. Not in this matchup, of course. Oh, looks like we're all good to go. Let's get this cracking. Glade Guard, pretty damn cool. Woe Watchers, though, on the other hand, absolutely disgustingly dirty, but that's one of my favourite units. They just do so much burst damage, it is disgusting. I'm currently teaching my housemate how to play, both rocking the old laptops we have, doing a bit of Total War Warhammer 1, and he's slowly getting there. It's quite hard to hard game to kind of get to grips with. I looked up some of my builds on the first game that I was using before I really got into Warhammer, and I was terrible, man. Like, looking back, it is so bad, and it's nice to see how much I've improved, though. So both players just loading in now. Nice little map here. There is some trees for a little bit of cover, nice hills all over the place, and this nice flat ground in the middle. So you have a little bit of everything, quite a small map, and everyone gets cracking very quickly. So, waiting for the players to load in now. Now, don't worry, this is no indication of any lag or any of that type of stuff. It's just simply on their kind of quality of their computer, of how quick it will load in. Cool, and the mouse is back. It keeps on freezing for like little seconds and then hopping back, so it's a bit strange, but to be honest... Oh, no. No! The mouse is stuck on the right-hand side of the screen. No, you spin me right round, I suppose. Unfortunately, come on, mouse. Don't know what is going on here. But you have an interesting view of the battle right now. Hopefully the mouse will come back. Come on. It's been doing this a little bit where it seems to lock. There we go. And now it's stuck there. Well, this is going to be interesting, but luckily we do have the little move around key, so we should be fine. And the mouse is back. Okay, that's dangerous going to the edge of the fin there. And wait for these guys to load in. So here we go. Let's have a little look at the armies. So up first, let's go through Park Map's Empire Army. So in the front line, we do have Pistoliers mixed in with Outriders, with, of course, the grenade launchers. So 2 of each there, it looks like, for the most part. The Royal Altdorf Griffites, very cool, badass unit. If we can go over to them, where are they? Wherever they may be hiding. Where are you gone? Oh, you're right there, right in front of me. Okay, so we do have the Griffites. We have some Empire Knights as well. And if my mouse would like to sort itself out, it is just getting stuck for some reason at the moment, which is... Oh god, and now we're back in the spinning motion. Come on. I might try changing the battery out in a second, because I do not know what's going on here. But you guys can see a very odd view here of the battlefield. So let's go nice up high, just in case it does do that again. So we've got Flagellants on the front line, Flagellants, sorry, Sigma Suns holding the line. So an unbreakable front line, flanked either side by a couple of units of Spearmen. In the back, he has gone for a Jade Wizard with Earth Blood and a Regrowth. He's gone for big Karl Franz up in the sky on top of his mighty beast with his Warhammer. And overall, he's going to be trying to kite out with those knights quite effectively and hold the line with some unbreakable troops. Now, for a move hacker, he has 2 units of the Dark Riders with repeated crossbows up front, and it looks like the Slash's Harvesters on the left flank in a bit of a vanguard. For his front line, he has gone for Bleak Swords mixed in with Sisters of Singing Doom. They do fairly decent, you know, to go 2 elite up against Empire. Some Cold War Knights in the back, 2 units in fact, and Marathi up on her little Pegasus. And it looks like, for the most part, that is going to be it. There was also a Death Hag hiding here and some more Cold War Knights. And it looks like there's some super sneakiness up in the sky. We do have 1 unit of Harpies. So should be a pretty fun match overall. No early predictions here. Pistoliers, of course, going to be trading 5 Dark Riders. Dark Riders going to be better in that matchup, in my opinion. However, there is a lot of Empire Knights and Demigryphs kicking around as well, which should do fairly decent, unless they get caught out, of course, by those nasty cold ones. Cool, just let them know they are all good to go. Let's quickly check chat. Favourite unit is the Peasant Mob? It better be, man. Peasant Mobs are the greatest. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the cameraman. It's the mouse. It keeps like freezing in spots. So if I'm turning and it freezes, we're going to be in a constant swirly loop. So sorry if you guys do feel a little bit sick from that. But hopefully it seems to be working. Like I don't know what's going on with it. And then it'll lock and freeze as if the mouse isn't working at all. Cool. Looks like both players are ready. Who is your money on? It's going to be interesting. Pistoliers are going to have to do a decent amount of work here. Bleak Swords will cut their way through this front line, although Flagellants not too bad, actually, holding the front line, but Sisters of Singing Doom will get in there. It looks like we're instantly going to have some engagement up on this flank here. Slash's Harvesters getting some early shots in by the Pistoliers, and they're instantly going to be falling back, which is probably a good option here, although Marathi is coming up to support. Let's have a little look at the other flank here. Dark Riders, of course, are trading very effectively with Pistoliers here. Already getting 1 unit down quite a bit to about a quarter health here. But overall, we have some Spearmen pushing up just to try and push those guys out wide. The front line is starting to get ready to engage, and it's going to be favouring quite heavily the Dark Elf Sisters, and Doom will cut the Sigma's Sons to absolute ribbons. Up in the sky, we're going to see if Karl Franz will be able to chase Marathi, although she does have fairly decent combat abilities with her anti-large halberd as well. but she would be no match for the big man himself. Now Pistol is on this left flank, just chilling as the front line does engage. And yeah, overall going pretty good so far. Oh god, Mouse has locked again. So we're stuck in this view, but luckily it is not too bad of a view. Raw Outdoff Griffites do have Word of Pain dropped on them, plus a Melkov's Masterfine Miasma coming in. But they are going to be engaging in a fairly decent engagement, or you'd think so. We're having an absolute massive pile in here. Unit of Cold Ones, plus the Slashers Harvesters with Marathi coming in against Karl Franz and those Demigryph Knights. We also have the Healing Wizard just on the side, who looks like is popping a big old Earthblood with the extended effect on him. So this could go very well for that Empire here in this section overall with that added magical support. Across the front line, however, it is going disastrous for that Empire as the Dark Elves are just picking them apart. Pistolers on this flank getting blitzed to death by these Dark Riders, and the front line slowly being cut apart by these Bleak Swords. And of course, wherever the sisters were as well, they were tearing apart right now, already up to 98 kills. And this middle fight has now started to turn once the effects wore off and a Soul Sealer got popped down. These Demigryph Knights are getting torn apart. However, they did a decent job doing huge amounts of damage, but Franzi, my boy, needs to get out of there. He's taken way too much damage, and all of a sudden the Dark Elves are in a very commanding position. We do have some Pistolers up on this flank here now, shooting in, doing some decent work as these Empire Knights, poor fellas, are completely surrounded by the snapping claws of the Cold One Knights, who are going to tear them apart even with this Pistoler support. Now over on the flanks, it looks like Bleak Swords are slowly cutting through Spearmen, and it looks like all across the field, the Empire have just buckled here. We have some Outriders in the back who are going to be getting some decent shots in, but Karl Franz is going to try desperately to fight down Marathi, but it's going to be too little too late already for him, and he is getting just destroyed there, and that is going to be super quick 1-0 to a move hacker there. That was so savage, coming in, battering that front line, and just winning the massive key engagement. That was all about that one fight there, and that is probably the quickest fight I have ever hosted on a tournament. Madness there, just coming in with that raw Dark Elf firepower and deleting that Empire army. It looked briefly with the healing coming from the Jade Wizard that actually he was going to win that engagement with the Demigryphs, but as soon as that wore off and that Soul Stealer came in, it was game over. So we are going to be moving on to map 2 now, so let's just go. There's River and Maxon. And let's try quickly before the mouse freezes up again to move the scoreboard. Boop. A move is up 1-0. And look at that elite stream in there. I happen to have them in the right place already before we started. But GG's overall. Yeah, I must admit that map was a little bit tough for them. They didn't have too many places to roam, unfortunately. Hey, see we got a lot of people liking. And a lot of people viewing. Nice to see you guys. If you are new, we do live streams, tournaments, all kind of good videos, all at the moment based around Total War Warhammer 2, although we are going to be mixing up as well. But yeah, that was a tough match in the end. You just had nowhere to run and just got cut to ribbons there. I take Empire and ban Dark Elves. Okay, a move not going for the Dowie, which is very strange. Might be trying to save it for the third game, so he's got that in his back pocket just in case. Yes, Warhammer Cup rules do not include activating unit caps, but we are adding that on for this tournament. We're trying it out and seeing how it works. Hopefully it would help some of the newer players out who aren't so used to tournaments as well with the old unit caps. But yeah, I've noticed that's not been implemented. I don't know if that's going to be implemented. I know they have their own capping system anyway, so I don't know if they necessarily need the unit caps. Cool, so it looks like we have Empire with Beastmen. I quite like this matchup for the Beastmen. Haven't played it too often, but I like a good old Swarm faction, and they have had a few changes in the latest patch. Now, sad news, no Razordons yet, but I'm sure someone, hint hint, in the chat is going to bring some little Razordon puppies for me a little bit later. I'm trying desperately to make them work, and I do have a video up where they kind of work fairly well in conjunction with Chameleon Skinks to counteract the Dark Riders and Cold One Knights and so forth against some Dark Elves, but overall I'm not sure they quite ever pay for themselves, unfortunately. How are you guys finding the new units though? Any cool new uses? The Ancient Croxagore, or not Ancient Croxagore, the Sacred Croxagore seem pretty damn decent to me so far. Nakai, I just getting killed personally, whereas Gorok is a super tank, really good in the Dowie matchup and in the Vampirates matchup. Empire, of course, all their new tools are fantastic. The Black Lions Regiment Renowned Hell Blaster Volley Gun Cart Finny-Maboo is just deadly. That can get so many kills if it's allowed to fire or battle. I'm really liking the Hunters and the Hunts Marshal himself as well, Wolfheart. Very, very good. Him combined with a Death Card, so you get some nasty character sniping going. Oh, well, we could take off unit captain and allow people to take 2 Feral Saurians, but that's about it. Just having a little look at chat, just catching up. Probably just add Dread Saurian Super Weapon. I mean, you can take multiple Dread Saurians. It's all good fun. It looks like a move is ready, just waiting on park map. No rush at all. But should be all good. I'm very excited to see if park map can fight back here. So let's see. Cool, here's already. I'm just going to hover over this in case the mouse locks so I can just press it. It's really frustrating. Not sure what's going on with that. I will look into it after the stream. I'll try replacing the batteries if that doesn't work. It is a very cheap mouse, so I can always get another one. It served me well. I've had it for quite a few years now. And good news actually for all the streaming. I finally am not on a rickety wooden pain in the arse chair. I have a nice comfy gaming chair that I bought and assembled yesterday, so I now am actually able to do longer streams, hopefully. Cool, looks like they're both ready. Cool, looks like they're good to go. Let's get underway. River Amaxon, one of those Lizman laps which is actually viable in tournament play, which is quite interesting. We do have another one on the list, possibly for the next game, I believe, in the 3rd round. We have the Battle of Itza, which is a quest battle map, I believe, but it's kind of a cool map. It adds a few different elements. It's almost like having loads of different lanes on it, so we've chucked that in there as well. And of course, round 2 is going to be the Flying Taco up against Worsha. 2 very mighty warriors. So yeah, as you can see, there is a lot of trees, so people can do some sneaky stabbings and hiding. And there's also this nice little lip on the right flank here. You often see people whip cavalry up and around the flank to try and get around people. Or people use this ridgeline here to cover their own flank as well, so you don't have to worry too much. But overall, pretty damn cool little map. Plus, I mean, come on, floating pyramid. Is there any floating pyramids around? Or is it just... Oh no, we've stuck again. Oh, come on, mouse. Right, I'm going to try to turn it off and on. Nope, that hasn't seemed to have helped. Oh, this is very frustrating. Very sorry about this, guys, that the mouse keeps unlocking, because I can't now zoom in. And it half moves. It'll be back in a second, I'm sure. We can have a little overview look here. Just see, oh my god, Park Map has gone for Khazrak One-Eye, the absolute madman. We'll do his front line anyway. So it looks like he has a front line of Ungor Spears mixed in with Gore Herds there, so I'm sure they're going to be pushing forwards. And a couple of units of the Ungor Raiders as well. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Centaurs, 2 with throwing axes and 2 stand ones. It's always nice to have them as a little bit of an escort to your throwing axes. 2 units of Chaos Warhounds, 2 units of Razor Gore Herds, which I very much like this pick. They're pretty actually good at being anti-large. Wouldn't have thought so, but they have a lot of armor piercing. He's also gone for a Brave Shaman of Shadows here, coming on with the Mystifying Miasma by the looks of it. And he is going to be doing a mass vanguard approach, pushing his troops up. So come on, mouse, sort yourself out. Oh, it's completely disappeared now. Where's it gone? There we go. Hey, okay, we're back in action. Thank God for that. So we do have Brave Shaman and Khazrak One-Eye, both on chariots. This is interesting. I don't think I've ever casted Khazrak on my channel before. He does bring Scourge with him. My words are coming out all mumbled now. Apocalyptic Vision, Deadly Onslaught, and Primal Fury. So it'll be interesting to see him in action. If we have a little look at the Empire player, a move hacker, he has gone for the Pistolier approach as well, gone for 3 units of those. He does have a Bright Wizard. Let's see what he's brought there. Looks like some nasty damage. Let's see. Burning Head, as expected, and Cascade and Firecloak. No Fireball, though it did get nerfed recently, in fairness. Boris Toddbringer, also known as the cheaper Karl Franz, but still does a decent job. And we can see the classic A-move hacker tactic here of forming a box. Front line of these unbreakable, absolute nutcases for Sigmar. We do, in fact, have the Regiment Round version here as well. So up on the sides, we have some Spearmen mixed in with 3 Company Militia, so not going for the handgunners. Some Knights of the Blazing Sun hidden inside the box. Spearmen holding the back line, and more handgunners in the centre. So overall, very nice build, and yeah, going for that little box tactic. Unfortunately, as you guessed, my mouse is bloody frozen again, which is super annoying. So we are currently stuck in this view. So I'll be making sure during the battle to make sure I have a fairly high view, so even if it does lock, we can still see what's going on. So quickly we'll look at chat here whilst we wait. Yeah, Marcus Wolfhard literally deletes stuff, bro. It is ridiculous. So you're smelling diapers. Oh, sorry, cross on for that. But it looks like we do have a massive vanguard coming on in this left-hand flank over here by the nasty beastmen coming in and trying to take on the mighty Empire box. So I'm good to go when they are. Well, once this mouse sorts itself out. Oh, we have a little bit of life. Come on. Oh, for God's sake. I don't know, I have a clue what's going on in this fin. It's half dying, half coming back to life. Well, luckily we have a fairly decent view, as the Beastmen rush is going to be coming into action, and they're going to be charging through the forest, which I really like this play actually, attacking from this angle down here. Should allow them a bit of cover in case the Empire brought any nasty cannons or so forth, but in return they've only brought really one unit of handgunners and some free militia, so they're not going to be causing too much problems. It's these nasty pistoliers which are going to be coming in and doing the work, so let's get rid of that quickly and see where these guys are going to be going. So Pistoliers are swooping in, and they're going to be doing some decent damage onto these Centicles if they're allowed to get picked. And we're back with the mouse, so let's quickly get nice and high. And we can see a massive over left flank charge coming in here by Park Map, which he's need to do. He needs to attack this box from all different angles. Pistoliers riding forth, looking to do some damage, getting protected by Big Boris up in the sky, while the box just sits there and does its thing. So some early shots coming in, kind of being wasted on Gore Herds. I mean, they are shielded, and we're doing too much damage, and in return they're going to be taking a little bit of fire. Actually, not too bad fire coming from those Ungor Raiders, so overall Pistoliers are going to be getting forced off here, as the rest of the Beastmen forces do just start marching through the trees. Up in the high ground here, we just have some Chaos Warhounds and 2 units of Centaurs just chilling and waiting for their opportunity. They want opportunity to strike. Pistoliers, though, now doing a decent amount of damage. They've managed to get onto the flank of these Gore Herds and doing some steady damage to them, but overall nothing, too fantastic or spectacular so far. We do have Centaurs bursting forth from the forest in their hiding spot with some Razor Gores trying to get on top of these Pistoliers, and Centaurs are very fast. Hounds coming in as well with a right flank. And these Pistoliers are completely compromised now. Boris has come down to try and save the situation. Looks like he may well have just about managed to save some of those Pistoliers there, swooping in and taking out those Chaos Warhounds. A very good job there by A-Move Hacker, just about keeping his Pistoliers alive. Although it looks like we do have a Melkov's Mystified Miasma coming down on one unit, which is going to be slowing them down as well. And another unit which is compromised by Centaurs, but Boris doing some heavy lifting here, coming in and saving those guys. It looks like he's trying to deal with Pistoliers before he attempts to break the box at all here. So we can see these Pistoliers have been slowed, but they are going to be able to get away from those nasty Spearmen. And in the back here, we do have lots of Beastmen just kind of chilling. Razor Gores have started to get on top of Boris here, which is actually a pretty good matchup for them. They have the armor pierce and they have the mass to pin him in. They need to get those Centaurs in and scare off those Pistoliers, however, as they're going to be firing and doing some decent damage. Early shots coming in as well on top of Boris, doing some huge damage to him right here. And a Bright Wizard could be dropping some spells fairly shortly. There is no healing, however. Brave Shaman coming for a little swoop. He should probably just jump right on top of that Fire Wizard now, but it looks like Boris does manage to escape up into the sky. But very nice catch there. Very good work so far by Park Map. He is by no means laying down and taking letting A-Move walk over him. He is fighting back from that first game right now. So we do have Kazrak going to be rolling through that front line, doing some instant damage to the front, doing decent work overall, and it looks like the Ungor, or Gore Herds, sorry, aren't trading too badly actually. These Ungor Spearmen actually have a gap right now. They could pierce this back line, hop straight up on top of those handgunners. Looks like a big burning head isn't coming down. No, it is a pendulum in fact coming down, doing some huge damage and really helping break that front line. Knights of Blazing Sun taking huge work there. We do see the little beastie piggies coming in, trying to hop on top of Boris before he gets up to the sky, but a flaming head does pop down, doing some decent work. Nothing too crazy though along that front line, but it may keep going and also hurt this Gore Hood, and that is going to get some very, very good connection, and you can see huge health drop, and that front line situation has just been completely fixed. Back line, heavy attacks coming in now by the Centaurs, but they are going to be met by the brave Knights of the Blazing Sun, who will dump the Centaurs fairly heavily right here. but for a brief moment the handgunners are offline. Overall, going fairly decent for the Beastmen so far. However, they do still have a very nasty Boris, who has hopped down and is beating the crap one-handed out of Kazrak One Eye there, breaking him off, causing him to flee from terror. These Ungol Spears really need to get in the way there and stop him from just being finished off. Boris can just continue his pursuit now, fly up and over and hunt him down, which he really needs to get on top of. Thronax is coming in, doing some decent work against the Tattersouls, but overall not making too much value, and some decent crossfire now coming in on top of the Brave Shaman, and the leadership is really starting to struggle for the Beastmen. Kazrak does rally, and he's getting some decent shots in on Boris. And let's see, over on the flank here, Centaurs still getting Thronax in, but the Empire have managed to stabilise. The backline situation has been fixed up here on the high ground. Yes, we have the Blackhorn Ravagers, in fact, who are going to cut through these Spearmen, but the Knights of Blazing Sun will be a much tougher target for them. Another Flaming Head coming down, beautiful cast, really punishing those Ungol Raiders in the low grounds, and I think this could be game over. Really nice early play there from Park Map, but he just didn't keep up the momentum, and Kazrak doing his best. Let's see how many kills he is up to right now. Up to 42 kills. Doing decent work, but overall it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Boris can just fly over whenever he wants and finish him off. Centaur's now doing some decent damage to Pistoliers, and we still have some piggies. They're going to be running towards, trying to assist, probably going to be hopping on top of these Free Company Militia, which would be a decent little pick there. But the Beastmen are in disarray everywhere. If we have a little overarching look of the map right here, there are a lot of Beastmen units kind of in the distance, but Park Map isn't currently bringing them back. It can be quite hard to micro that, all at the same time while desperately trying to keep your Lord alive, who is unfortunately, looked like he tried to snipe out the Bright Wizard, but the Bright Wizard is going to beat the crap out of him and chase him down with his flaming sword, Beric Dondarrion style. And with the leadership gone, I don't see there's much they can do, but Park Map fighting to the bitter end, which I always like to see from competitors, hopping on top of these handgunners and doing some really decent work up against them. We do have a unit of Free Company Militia broken up on the top here, and also it looks like the Knights of the Blazing Sun are really starting to struggle. Centaurs with throwing axes, doing some decent work and shattering off some Pistoliers. So fighting to the last here, getting those victories where he can and scrapping it out. But where is Boris? Boris is flying over and he's just going to start chasing down some of these routing units. In fact, he's going to be hopping on top of, it looks like, some of the routing Ungol Raiders here. Now, this is, I feel like game over, but the Empire are also pretty tattered. We do have Spearmen here integrated in with the Flagellants, sorry, always say that wrong, and they're together going to be able to beat off these Centaurs. Blackhorn Ravagers going to be a little bit more of a tasty target there, should be able to beat through both these units, but you can see the men of the Empire just surge into the aid of their brothers, and they're going to surround these horrible, disgusting beastmen and bring them down. Over in the distance, we do have some Centaurs coming charging in, getting a decent charge on these Free Company Militia, and a load of Spear units are coming back into the fray. Now, in the background, let's see how Boris is getting on. He has hopped on top of some Centaurs. There could be some fire coming in from these Ungols, and it looks like everything is going to go for a desperate charge to try and bring Boris Todbringer and fell him low. So we do also have some Gore-Herds on the left-hand flank here, but overall, there's just not enough Beastmen, I don't think. Shots coming in though, and these Ungols are going to start pinning down these Free Company Militia here, doing some decent work over there as well. But yes, the Beastmen do start to break in the middle, and there's just so many Empire forces left here. Boris is very healthy, and where is Kazrak? I think he's been completely gone and destroyed by the mighty Boris, which is a nice little pick here as well, very thematic. Of course, those two have a lot of beef in the lore, and Boris is going to take that battle by the looks of it, and that is going to be game at 2-0 to A Move Hacker. Very impressive there. So a little apologies there. As you can see, the mouse does keep sticking, unfortunately. And it just never, I can't then move the camera and zoom in and out, so it's a little bit of a troll, so apologies for that, guys. I don't know what's going on with the mouse here. Hey, Falcon, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Falcon, of course, is one of the previous champions on Death Before Dishonour. So GG's to those guys, and we're going to see A Move Hacker in the finals. Yeah, guys, keep it English in here for the most part, but I see we have some Russians in here. What's up, guys? How is it all going? If you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome. And if you're returning, also, welcome, welcome. Cool, so Flying Taco, if you are still in the chat, as well as Worship, please do hop into the lobby. Password is as I've listed it in the Discord. And let those guys hop in. Now let's just sort out maps. So we are going to be on a classic here. And this is a classic pain in the arse for any streamer to say. I'm just going to stick with Anguil. And ignore the L completely. Someone very kindly did actually tell me how to pronounce it properly, but I can't remember. It's been a little while. So we're going to kick a move just for now. There we go. And Flying Taco is here. Cool, Flying Taco representing the extreme meme team, the most extreme of all meme teams. It's good to see him. We finally got him into a tournament. We have, of course, played against him before. I believe he took Beastmen against a Shadow Warrior build that I stole from Falcon and tried using, and I got absolutely dumpstered. See, look, for example, the mouse is fine, and then look right there, it just freezes. I have no idea why. I'm now stuck, which is super frustrating, and I need to change the scoreboard. But it will open itself up again in a second. I have no idea what it is. The sensor looks all clean on the bottom of the mic, or the mics, or of the mouse. Let's give it a little clean. And then it will just come back and work. It doesn't matter if I turn it off and on, take the batteries out or whatever, it just seems to freeze. So it looks like I'm going to have to invest in a new mouse fairly shortly. So hopefully that will come back soon. And Worship in the chat, boy, it is your time. And if he doesn't appear in the next couple of minutes, I will send him a little message on Steam. Why do I keep asking what, my dude? Hey guys, how's it all going? So we've got a few new people here. Welcome, welcome. Tried to keep it to English, guys, as well, just so everyone can understand. But good to see you guys here. Please do feel free to subscribe as well. We have constant updates and content. And Worship is here. Cool, and we're back with the mouse. And then it's frozen again. God damn you. This is so annoying. Super apologies for the mouse problems. It's going to get a little bit frustrating in the game, so I'll try and do most of the time kind of an overarching view of the battlefield. So even if it does lock, we're not all doomed. Cool, let those guys chat, and quickly, while we're not frozen. Yup. Just going to use short names for now, just in case we freeze. Cool. And there we go. Let's keep that open as well. So it's great to have Flying Taco on the tournament scene for the first time. At least with us, of course, he's a very experienced tournament player overall. And Worship is a former champion. Oh, people keep asking where they're from. Or where I'm from, or just where from each other's from. I mean, I'm from the UK, from London at the moment. If you're wondering, but I don't know if that means anything to anyone in Russia. Be nice to see where you guys are from Russia, but guys, please do try and keep it to English for the most part, because unfortunately only like 3 of you guys will be able to understand what is going on. But nice to see you guys though. Always good to see people over here. And if you new guys here, I've already explained this earlier in the chat, but it's a very serious matter that happens with my channel. And every time you hit that like button, the little thumbs up just below, a puppy is born, the world is a better place, everyone's very happy, especially myself. Every time you don't hit that like button, a little puppy dies somewhere and the world is a much worse place. So if you love puppies as much as I do, you know what to do. Cool, cool. I'll let those guys sort it out. Very fun map overall, this one. Very balanced. You'll see it in a ton of tournaments. Very cool. Let's just keep wiggling the mouse. It's so bizarre. It's like completely fine now. It's not jumping or anything. And then all of a sudden it will just die. And then come back to the realm of the living. Don't know if it's my surface I'm putting on, but it doesn't seem to be. Cool, cool. So yeah, we're getting pretty damn close to 100 subscribers. I'm very excited for that. So also, Falcon, now you're in the chat, man. What do you think of the new Lizardman? I know you're a Lizardman main, kind of a trendsetter in the meta. So what do you think of the new units? Do you think you'll be able to break any of them pretty quickly? Personally, I love the Razordons. They're terrible, but I love them because they look awesome. Same with the Dread Sauron, but I think mainly for them, Ancient Crocscore doing decent, Sacred Crocscore, kind of the big new hitters in there, really. And Golrock. Golrock's very good. This noble Oxford. Man, I don't feel... It's weird. Oxford style pronunciation. Well, thanks, man. I didn't know I had that. I'm from down south normally, so I'm from a place called Stennin, which no one's ever heard of, but it's nearish Brighton, so I guess I have a southern voice. I'm not sure, but thank you. I don't normally get complimented on that. Yeah, I understand, guys, if you're not the best at speaking English, but just checking out the stream though. Don't know where you've all appeared from all of a sudden. But it's nice to see. I don't know how people find this type of thing, if it's mainly on the Discords or they just end up stumbling across it, but welcome. It's always good to see some new faces. One day I will hopefully visit Russia as well. Bring my Total War skills there. Cool, I'm going to hover over Start Battle. So as soon as they're ready up, I can click it. So it looks like Flying Taco is ready, just waiting on Worship here. Now, this is a matchup I hate playing as the Lizardmen. I hate it so much. You Shopty Great Bows are the bane of my Total War existence. They always have been. They always will be. They're just disgusting. I just hate them. They can kill your elite troops. They destroy the big dinosaurs and so forth. I really struggle to shut them down. They're super fast, pretty damn durable, and I don't have a good way of killing them. I just hate them. Almost with any army, I don't like facing Tomb Kings because of this. And again, it might be because I don't really play Tomb Kings that much, so I'm not the best with them myself. So I don't know their strengths and weaknesses too much. I have tried playing with them a little bit. I do have the DLC. But I tend just to get everything killed and be left with a few constructs, which can make it a little bit of a struggle. So who is your money on here? We have the Extreme Meme Team representative. Boom, that's ready up. Flying Taco coming up against Worsha, former champion. Noble British. Well, thank you, man. I'll take that. I'll take that as a big compliment. Where are you from, Arshademos? I was meaning to ask. And does anyone know about the Turin's World Cup yet and how that's playing out? If people have almost interested on who's sorted out teams and who hasn't and whatnot. Hey, looks like we've got a few new people watching now. Welcome, welcome, guys. Hope you stick around and enjoy. We're in the middle of a tournament right now. We're at game 2 of 3, so this is the second semi-final. It is between Worsha and the Flying Taco, and it's game 1 of this series, so it should be pretty damn good. Feel free to stick around, chill out, and chat with the guys. We're having a few little tech difficulties with my mouse. As you can see right now, it is stuck to the bloody screen and won't move. So we're mainly going to be having to do these overarching views right here so I can just wheel around a little bit like this and kind of see everything and whatnot. And then it will come back and we can do some more zoom-ins and so forth. But overall, pretty damn cool map. So we have trees all over the place, but at the same time, you can force an open engagement right here in the middle. And there's not too much your opponent can do about it, of course, because you have to attack. So if you just attack through this middle, you're going to force an open field battle. But the trees do allow for a lot of sneaky stabbings and so forth, which can be rather exciting. So we always like to see that. And there is a very beautiful Bretonian castle right up there in the distance. So as we're just loading in now, the mouse does free itself from its shackles. And I can wiggle around a little bit. So let's just try and get a nice height just in case it freezes. I am open to suggestions, by the way, in the future for maps. And if any of you guys want to play in future tournaments, just message me on the Discord. I'm on all the big Discords, or leave a comment down below and I'll get in contact with you. And we can have you in. We're going to do these probably once every 2 weeks. Normally a stream once a week. I'm trying to get back to that. Been a bit ill, so haven't been doing too much streaming. Mainly just been focused on getting a couple of videos out a week. We should be getting back soon to once a week streams. Should be pretty good. You can either face me on stream or face someone else. I'm happy to cast. Or I'm happy to cast replays, or happy to get people in tournaments. No pressure on being an experienced player either. From Germany, what's up, my dude? Oh, you're not from Russia? Wait, where are you from? Where are you from, man? I sound more English. My politicians. Oh, don't. Honestly, man, I've had enough. I've had so much enough of politics. I'm just gonna become a full-time person who lives in total war and ignores all the politics of what's going on. We have a right mess at the moment over here, unfortunately. So, today, are you playing in the Germany team for the World Cup? Good to see you in action. I saw you play actually the other day on something. I can't remember what it was. You were bringing kite builds, I think, against Gotrek and Felix. It was really funny. I tried doing the same on there's a CA stream the other day, and I couldn't quite get into a lobby. I was going to bring a kite build. They were trying out Gotrek and Felix. I was going to be really dirty and bring like loads of wood elves with way watchers and so forth and just snipe them out. Be a bit of a pain in the arse, but unfortunately, and probably for the best, I couldn't log in. I couldn't like it was really strange. So like the lobby wouldn't appear, and then all of a sudden it would appear like briefly for a few seconds. I'd try and log on. It would say unable to join, or report problem or something stupid, and then it would disappear, and then it'd be like, oh, it's now full. But even though I've been trying to join for like the last couple of minutes, but it's frustrating. Yes, Lizard People Lands. I'm so down for moving to Lizard People Lands. Hey, and we're in. Okay, looks like we are loaded up, so let's have a little look at the armies. So, completely moving all the way to the backfield here. We do have the Flying Taco. He has gone for a Saurus Old Blood. Looks like he does have the Horn of Kygor and the Amulet of Itzel. Skink Priest of Beasts with Flock of Doom and the Manticore Summon. We have Saurus Spearman with Shields, mixed in with Saurus Warriors of Shields, all across the front line, mixed in with some Temple Guard as well, which is a super nice pick in this matchup. One, they're a really badass looking unit, but two, they really are kind of a tough unit for Tomb Kings to handle, apart from, of course, those Ushopti bows, which we spoke about a little bit earlier. So fairly solid front line, and I believe I saw some big dinos in the back. We do have a Feral Carnosaur rocking alongside an Ark of Sotek bestowed on. The Meme Dream team is in full effect here, as this is not a good unit for any new players here. It just does not pay for itself on most occasions, but we're going to be seeing. Maybe he knows something I don't know. He is, of course, much more experienced player. Let's have a little look at the more defensive posture here of Worship, front line of Skeleton Warriors, who are going to get absolutely crumped by Saurus, but they're there simply to hold the line. And the second line, he does have Tomb Guard with Halberds, which is a really decent choice in this matchup, and also the Kepler Guard, Tomb Guard Regiment Renowned, just to give him a bit more bulk in that second line. Now, the heavy hitters here are the two units of Ushopti Great Bows, also the Regiment Around Skeleton Archers. So they're going to be doing the heavy lifting here, and in the back, two Knights with Halberds doing the anti-large damage. Should be very good against those big dinosaurs. And for Lord, we do have Arkan the Black there. It looks like he is going to be mounted on his little horse, I want to say. I can't currently zoom in. So overall, he's going to be taking a much more defensive approach, trying to get those shots in those Ushopti, doing that decent damage. Whereas the Lizardmen can have to go for much more of a rush attempt here. Smash that front line with an absolute scaled fist as hard as possible. And these big dinos, I worry quite heavily here for the Old Blood, the Feral Carnosaur, Bastildon and so forth. Those Ushopti Great Bows will tear them apart, but he has gone for 3 of them, so maybe it's a bit of an attempt to overload that opportunity, and then Temple Guard are really going to get in there and do the actual damage. And having 3 units, you know, which one do you target first? Probably the Old Blood, but he's going to take the longest to kill, so, you know, he's given a lot of things for Worship to think about, and we are underway here as the battle does begin. It looks like the Lizardmen are going to start charging forward in a bit of a rampage. One quick last look at chat while these guys do advance. Extreme Meme Team power, I understand fully. You need to represent. But yes, Ark of Sotek, man. Who are you representing though? Ark of Sotek with Flying Tackle, I assume, with the Extreme Meme Team. But Worsha, really top quality player as well. Really love seeing him in these tournaments. So it's going to be a tough fight overall. I really don't know who's going to win here. I've had Worsha on the channel before, in tournaments, not Flying Taco. But I know for a fact Flying Taco is also a bit of a beast. Temple Guard taking some Ushopti shots. Really good targeting there straight off the bat. Also some Saurus Spears, not so good targeting on that front. They're not really a key target here. Overall though, early shots coming in, doing some decent damage. Ushopti finding their targets, leaving the big dinosaurs alone, but doing some work to Temple Guard, which is a good choice, as Temple Guard will beat the crap out of all of the Tomb King infantry for pretty much just all of it. I don't see how they can win it. Oh no, 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 the mouse is stuck and we're spinning. No, save me. Someone send help. Send help. There we go. Okay, mouse has gone off. I'm going to make sure not to try and zoom sideways, as the mouse has been a right pain in the ass. So Saurus Warriors are pushing forward here, taking huge damage though on those Temple Guard. Looks like the Temple Guard as well taking a lot of damage, but we are going to be getting a Manticore summon who's going to get into that back line, try and shut down those Ushopti, but there are these sneaky snakes in the back who are going to do absolutely ton of damage. Anyway, Temple Guard almost down to half health, will still beat the crap out of these Skeleton Warriors, but, you know, that's some great value coming in early on. Some more Temple Guard, though, going to be engaging with some sneaky snakes on this flank, which is a very good pick for the Temple Guard. I mean, there could be some cycle charging coming in, but if Worship isn't careful, those guys could go very quickly, and you can already see their health is tanking pretty damn hard. Manticore summoned in the sky, coming in, going to be hopping on top of these Ushopti, considering their bodyguards have slivered off to the side. There is still one unit of Necropolis Knights in the back. Temple Guard have managed to get around this flank and using the trees very well here by Flying Taco, and they're going to be swooping around the side, although they are going to be met here by some Tomb Guard with Hellbirds, which is going to be a little bit nasty. Looks like a summon in the front of Skeleton Warriors, just trying to hold back these Saurus Warriors, but Temple Guard rampaging on that right flank here, pushing in, doing a ton of damage to these Knights. They're going to start getting into the back line. Manticore is getting shut down, but it's doing its job. It's distracting and just being a general pain in the arse. Now we have a massive flank charge coming in. Saurus Old Blood and Feral Consul do not give a damn about these Temple Guard, or Tomb Guard, sorry, with Halberds. They're going to be charging through the back, hopping on top of these Ushops. You know, they switch targets and they're going to try and 2v1 the Knights, which isn't a bad shout, as otherwise they are going to get a little bit stuck here. The Ark of Sotek has taken a huge amount of damage, but it's charging in here, going to be dropping some sneaky snakes, and it's pushing all the way through, getting on top of these Ushopti, and he's going to be a very sticky foe. Front line looks to be mainly getting won by Lizardmen, although there is a little flank coming in fighting these Skeleton Warriors and the Kepper Guard, who are now going to be recharging these Saurus Spears, who are not going to be having a good day at all. But there are some Saurus Warriors who broke through. Big purple sun coming down as well, but it looks like, depends where it was casted, but it looks like a bit of a swing and a miss from whoever cast it there. In the back, it looks like we do have a big flock of Doom coming down and doing decent damage all around. Manticore going to be chasing around Archon the Black, which is a decent choice there, just to piss him off as much as possible. And Saurus Warriors breaking through these Skeleton Warriors on the summoned ones will soon dissipate as well. And Lizardmen doing a fantastic job here of just pushing through, not allowing those Ushopti to fire for too long. So Manticore now not really where it wants to be at all, but you know, that's what it's there for, being a bit of a distraction. And as you can see, this red aura around him does mean he's going to be disappearing soon, but now he hops onto the proper targets. In the back, it looks like the Holy Ark of Sotek, the greatest of all the Lizardmen units, is going to be going down here to combined fighting, but it's done a decent job of being a good distraction card effects, getting in there and messing stuff up. Saurus Old Blood very damaged now, but Temple Guard are coming in to assist, and they should be able to deal with these sneaky snakes. It looks like overall Skink Priest been a little pain, dropping Flock of Dooms where he can. Tuno Temple Guard both beaten up, but still tanking up in this late game. Now it's going to be really key how he deals with these Skeleton Warriors and Kepper Guard, as you know, they're not a pushover, and Temple Guard are pretty beat up right here. Halberds getting dealt with by some Saurus Warriors, and Temple Guard on the right hand flank beating the crap out of these Ushopti, which is a perfect matchup. And the big Dino matchup in the back here, doing a decent amount of work, although it looks like the Old Blood may be driven off here, which is not good at all. Cold-blooded, stand your ground, trying to keep him in the fight as much as possible. It looks like he would try rushing in with the Feral Carnosaur and himself to rescue that Bastillodon, the holiest of all weapons. We do have some Ushopti summoned, but they are going to be disappearing fairly soon. And it looks like the power balance has gone fairly heavily in front of the Lizardmen. Let's have a little look around the battlefield. We have some Spearmen and some Saurus Warriors coming back, but what you see is mainly what you get right now. Saurus Old Blood running for the hills, just trying to stay alive, but it looks like, no, the snakes could have caught him there. And no, a little bit too late. He decided to come back, and then he's cut back once again. They're going to be chasing the Saurus Old Blood away into the hills, but no, he's survived, and that's the key thing. Another summon of Skeleton Warriors keeping Worship in this fight. And he does have a decent block of Warriors over here. He's broken off the Bastillodon. He has the Old Blood on the run. His Temple Guard having to be tough to deal with. If these Saurus Warriors can get in here as well and help deal with Kepper Guard, I think that could be game. Feral Carnosaur is on the hunt for Archon the Black here, coming in, little stomp and tail whip, and down he goes. He just slapped the crap out of him, slapped him into another dimension, and to the Shadow Realm he does go. And with that, I cannot see the Lizardmen losing. The power balance gone heavily in their favour, and as you can see, units are just disappearing all across the map here. And it looks like that is going to be game one to the Extreme Meme team's very own Flying Taco. Like with some rallying troops over on the side here, that is the Saurus Old Blood, but he's not really needed. He knows his job is done, and Worship has withdrawn there, so very good play to both our players there. Once again, apologies for having to stick in a kind of rigid camera movement and not being able to zoom in and get nice lots of close-ups. My mouse has been a pain in the butt, and I don't want to get caught really zoomed in. I've just seen your what Wicked D said there. Fuck of Doom pains me when your cast makes crow sounds but little blackbirds appear. Be so down for seagulls, man. Living originally near Brighton, seagulls are everywhere. So let's just say GG's, guys. Cool. And map number 2 now is going to be lots of those. Tower of OF. Cool, we managed to get there just before the mouse locked up. Cool. But GG's overall. You can afford 3 Arc of Sotex. Sure, they will beat Dreadsorin. I mean, Arc of Sotex, I just don't know, bro. I feel like maybe Arc of Sotex are OP when Falcon uses them. And maybe it's an extreme meme team, Finn. I mean, it did decent. It worked as a great distraction. Pushed through that back line, hopped on top of those shop team, and just shut them down. And that's what it's there for, being a pain in the arse. Which, you know, it did its job. Very impressed with Flying Taco's use of the big dinos and keeping them alive. I always get them killed in that matchup, so it's nice to see that they can work. Use of the Feral Carnosaur and the Old Blood. Yes, the Old Blood got very beaten up, but they forced their way into the back and just shut down Wersh's far in line. Maybe if he'd gone for more of just an elite infantry build, he wouldn't have been able to break through in time, and then he would have taken too much damage. Honestly, every time I hear Flying Taco, I do think of Mexican food. I had Japanese food recently, but yes, the Arc of Sotek, is never broken. The Arc of Sotek never breaks it routes because it is that glorious. Hey, quite a lot of people watching. What's up, guys? Welcome, welcome. If you are new to the channel and you liking what you're seeing, we do streams and tournaments all the time. Luckily, we're getting quite a few big players from the community also taking part, which is really cool. It's really nice to chat with those guys and get their views on the game. So if you do, feel free to subscribe. We're trying to force our way to 100 subscribers. I think we're up to 93 last time I checked. And it looks like we're going to be getting Flying Taco in charge of the Bretonians. Now, I do actually have... I think the latest video I put up, we saw Flying Taco Bretonians. He's a very good Bretonian player up against Wersha, who's going to be in command of the Beastmen. So let's hover over this just so we are ready when it goes. And yes, should be pretty damn interesting. Who is your money on? Do you reckon Wersha can make the comeback? Now, I know I haven't changed the scores, but I'm not going to because I'm a bit worried I'm going to get stuck on the other screen with my mouse. So I'm just going to leave it for now, but it is 1-0 currently to Flying Taco. Arc of Sotek is OP. It does 26 million damage to little rodents, to hundreds of spawned sneaky snakes. I prefer snakes to rats. It is true. Looks like these guys are both ready. So, you know, I have to agree with you here. I think the meta has changed. I think Arc of Sotek is now the most OP thing in the game. It probably needs a nerf, honestly, or a points increase. It's just too good. It's too good. Ah, Croissant, you're seeing your favourite Bretonia. I believe you having quite a few good games of Bretonia actually in previous tournaments. So, very cool map, this one. Very interesting for tournament play overall. We have this massive wooded section on the right-hand flank, which people often can sneak entire armies up, but you do often see one army attempt to do that, and one army stick over on the left-hand flank, and the battle kind of becomes pitched in the middle regardless. There's some nice hills, though, and a big dip here in the middle, so it often comes up with some pretty interesting plays. We have some buildings, and of course, we have the High Elves up in this mighty castle to our left here, hiding and cowering like all pointy ears do. I actually like High Elves. I don't know why I always insult them. I quite like playing as High Elves and Wood Elves. Just wish I was better with the Dark Elves. So let's have a little look at the Extreme Meme Team's very own Flying Taco and his army. So he has gone for some 4 units of the glorious Peasant Mobs. I wish I could zoom in on these guys. I don't want to risk it, however. Who are going to be leading the charge and doing all the heavy lifting, I am sure. Now for his front line, he has gone very cheap and cheerful, as you often do, Bretonian. Spearmen, men-at-arms. just going to be chilling and holding back the main forces. His real punching power comes in his elite cavalry. He has Grail Guardians mixed in with more Grail Guardians and 2 units of Knights of the Realm, so 2 of each, going for some of that shock cavalry and some more anti-infantry units. Up in the skies, we do have King Leon Kerr himself. Causes terror, armor piercing, armored, regens, absolute beast of a man. Just overall super tanky. And a Damsel of Life coming with Regrowth, Shield of Thorns, and Earthblood, which is always a good pick. When you have these big entities like this, always good to bring healing. You get fantastic value, especially with these expensive cav as well. But it looks like we have a very aggressive build coming in here by Worshier. Ungor Spearman Herds leading the vanguard, assisted by Ungor Herds as well, which is all coming in a massive frontline charge. They are going to mulch through this front line. They're going to really struggle with some of that cav, I have a feeling. Now, to deal with that cav, he does have a few tools, though, in the back pocket. He has 2 Razorgore Herds here, mixed in with Minotaurs with great weapons, which do a fantastic job if they can get on them and maintain, that combat. He has the Eye of Morslib regiment around Cygor, who's going to do some huge damage if he's allowed to shoot. Brave Shaman of Death coming in with Purple Sun and Spirit Leech. And we do have Morka Shadowgave, of course, coming in with his summons, and he's a very nasty fellow overall. So I am good to go when these guys are. This is going to be a very aggressive fight. Oh, looks like I missed out some Ungor Raiders there as well, just chilling in the middle. I think if the cycle charging is effective enough, Flying Taco has enough about him here to just smash and pound out that front line and just kind of really crack the main majority of the Beastmen forces really quickly. But if he doesn't do enough effective cycle charging, these Beastmen are going to roll over these peasant mobs and spearmen very effectively and very quickly. So, who is your money on? Do you believe a comeback is possible? Who's your favourite elves, by the way? I see elves are all good races. I love the wood elves. I really like the wood elves. I like plain and high elves as well. Lore-wise, I'm kind of more of a Dowie geezer, so I prefer the Dowie to, beat the crap out of the high elves and the War of Vengeance and so forth. Dark elves are pretty cool. Alephanar, though, is very cool. There's a book called The Shadowkin, which I highly recommend to everyone. It's so good. It's really dark, though. So, the battle is underway. The Beastmen are going to be surging forth in a matter of seconds as the back line does start to advance. And the Rock is an absolute Kobe of a throw is coming in here and smacking those Knights of the Realm, taking out 3 straight off the bat. So he needs to keep that up. He really needs to start wearing down these Knights. I've just seen something crazy. What the hell? Some 4 units of Mounted Yeomen have just sallied forth from the castle. I have no idea what on earth happened there, but they've just sallied forth from the castle. They're going to be getting some great flank pressure, and they're going to be fantastic in this matchup. I thought his army looked a little bit light, but I just put it down to me not knowing Bretonians too well. Fantastic rock pressure coming in on these Knights of the Realm, though. But those Yeoman archers sallying forth from their high elf allies are going to be getting around the back here. I'm going to be able to put a ton of pressure on this Cygor and really bring it down. Front line has started to engage. King Longcur just hops straight on in on that Deathcaster, but does start to back out of there as these Minotaurs look to engage. No, he's going to turn around and fight, and the Knights are roaming down the hills now, getting ready to do some rear charges, but the front line is battling very fast. Knights are being forced into the front line to try and keep the engagement alive, but everywhere we see, Bretonians are being torn apart. Knights charging in against the Minotaurs here. Minotaurs, of course, going to do very good in that matchup. The Deathcaster nearly scared off, and we do have Yeoman Archers now picking on some Razorgore Herds. I would much rather they get on the back here and take down this Cygor, who's doing absolute Kobe's right now, taking down Knights of the Realm left, right, and centre. However, in the back, looks like that Deathcaster did manage to scuttle away. Now, the front line, of course, as expected, is going for the Beastmen here, tearing through these Bretonians super quickly, which is not good. Although it does look like we have a bombardment spell coming in as well. Oh, there's the Purple Sun, doing a huge amount of damage there, really helping to break that front line, but it is also unfortunately coming back and doing quite a bit of friendly damage. But the Knights are still in fairly good health. Rail Guardians are going to be running back here, trying to protect down these Yeoman Archers, who really need to get on and shut down that Cygor, in my opinion. Now, Minotaur's done a fantastic job here. Yes, they're going down, but look how much damage they've done to these Knights of the Realm. Huge damage there, but overall, the Beastmen are just swarming. Look how powerful they are in the centre here, and the power balance does start to go in their favour. We have King Leon Kerr here, who has popped in, doing a decent amount of work, and he is trying to chase down Morga wherever he can. But Morga, super tanky, not going to go down without a fight. And the King needs to be careful here. Yes, he is tanky, but he may well get pinned down. So, Grow Guardians in the back, clearing up some of the piggies, and it looks like those archers are finally getting in the back and turning their attention to the Eye of Morslip, someone they need to bring down. Let's see how many kills he is on. He is up to 26 kills now, which is doing some pretty good work. Sorcerer of Death is well and truly alive, which could be very key here, and I think Worsha may have this battle overall. Looks like we do have Shield of Thorns and Earthblood coming down, though, keeping the king alive. And to be honest, he could dumpster so much of this infantry. But, I mean, the Minotaurs are offline. One of the Chaos Summons has gone off. There is just no Bretonnian infantry. And to be honest, the Knights are starting to get pretty beat up. We do have one very healthy unit here who's going to be charging heroically. The true Knights of Bretonnia going in against the monster, trying to save the noble peasants. Or pathetic peasants, sorry. Ungors, though, trading very effectively against mounted yeomen down here. Knights come crashing in for a heroic charge, but a big stomp meets them in the face, and they are taking quite a lot of damage. So the king is starting to fly off into the sky here, going to come back and try and rally with his forces, but I think there's just so many beastmen marching all over the place. It's going to be a real tough fight. Looks like the damsel has rallied though, which could pop off some pretty good here now, and these Chaos Spawn are going to start to go. Of course, they are inflating the power balance quite a bit. So it looks like the king going to be coming back to try and finish off the Eye of Morslip, up to 33 kills, which is all done on knights. So actually, it's pretty damn good value. It looks like the yeomen are trying to get some shots into these Razor Herd, which isn't a bad shout. It needs to try and limit their mobility. Oh, a little bit of lag there, but hopefully we should clear this up quite a lot. King getting in there, doing some decent work, however. Cool. Looks like the game is back and running. Knights of Realm getting the crap being out of them over here, but there is still one more fairly healthy unit of Grail Knights, and is there any more cav dotted around the map? Let's see. Yes, there is. They're actually helping clear up this main back line now and rallying some troops. Worsha has pulled back his forces, trying to shut down the king, and this has allowed Flying Tackle to rally some of his forces. And the king doing decent work here, but at the same time, he is getting Spirit Leeched as well, and he's just going to start getting swarmed right now. Do see the Call of Violence getting popped down, getting that extra leadership bonus. Whole time getting peppered by arrow fire, but those arrows will eventually run out. There's by no means game over there. The king is putting this right on his back now. He has his backpack tightly strapped to him, and he is getting ready to carry. Now, Spearmen are going to have a long old slog ahead of them, including these peasant mobs to get back to the fight, but these Grail Knights much quicker can get in charge in there, trying to rally to the king. And to be honest, there's not too much left on the field for Worsha that can actually deal with the Knights and the king effectively. We have one unit of Razor Gourds, but they're pretty much routed off. We have the Eye of Morslib himself, who is getting beat up slightly. Grail Knights getting in there and doing some decent work. Constant arrow fire coming in, and we can see a big old blob has been formed by Worsha, and there is going to be cycle charging galore now. We can see big burst damage coming in. It looks like the king is going to be swooping in for a second attack here. Bam, coming straight in. Looks like he's trying to snipe out Morga. I would personally... It's a tough one. You want to get rid of their leadership, but I'd probably leave Morga to the end. He's just so sticky. Do the damage where you can on these light units. And I think Flying Tacker here is actually going to do a pretty fantastic comeback. I think he perfectly targeted the right units that could deal with his knights, and now he can just cycle charge to his heart's content. These Grail Knights get in there trying to desperately get out, but it depends. Can this big blob hold the line? Rock's still coming in, and that needs to be shut down. Every Grail Guardian really counts now. He's bouncing from combat, doing fantastic damage wherever he goes. Archer Fire coming in as well, but it looks like... Where did that other unit of Grail Knights go? Did it get defeated completely? Where is it gone? So it looks like we may just have the one unit of Grail Knights left, which may not be enough. I was thinking maybe if he had two fairly healthy units, he could constantly cycle charge here and get this done. There's a unit of Chaos Spawn have been summoned who would be pretty good at trying to pin in the king right now, who's desperately trying to get rid of the Eye of Morslib. That constant Archfire coming doing some fantastic work, and these knights just bouncing around, trying to desperately rescue the peasants and hit these Ungor herd wherever they can. Damsel of Life still floating around, and those hills are going to be pretty key. The king is just going to tank this all day, every day. And what is left that can bring down? There's not even any spears really left. There is some Ungor Spearmen who have like basically no AP, so they're going to do a huge amount of damage. And it looks like the Chaos Spawn, who would actually be a pretty good tool in this matchup, are slowly getting shattered off, and some rocks are now being thrown in at the yeomen. So we can see these knights are really helping the kind of beleaguered Bretonnian troops to rally, but could be a bit of a disaster here. He is allowing his troops to be charged here. They've been pinned in by the Warp Gaze. Fantastic play by Worsha here. He can possibly now get these knights offline it quickly though. Great reaction as soon as they're free. Flying Taco does pull them back, and in the background this has allowed the king to hop on the Eye of Morslib, and he is going to be going down for sure this time. So constant attacking, of course, has been taking place. You are allowed to cycle charge as long as you are fighting, and as you can see, these archers are firing, now just doing decent damage to the blob. And we have some spearmen getting in there and doing some decent work. These Growl Knights, Gyro Guardians, sorry, plus King Leon are going to have to constantly do these cycle charges. I would just snipe out now the Brave Shaman. He's very beaten up. You've used all the Chaos Spawns, snipe him out, get him out of there, which you can see is doing fantastic play here. And now everything is going to start to break. You can either try and snipe out Morgan now, or just pick off these units and terror out them, and then chase them down where you can with peasants. We do have one loose unit of Goreherd taking on some peasant mobs, who are up to 7 kills. Very brave peasants there doing beats of work, but these Girl Guardians are going to come over and sort them out. And the king is surrounded, but he's just so tanky now, dropping his shield, and it looks like the yeomen are out of ammo though, so they're going to have to go charging there, getting some nice rear charges. Looks like the Ungolspearman did just turn in time, and this is going to become a big swamp affair now. Now he does have to keep units in combat, but as we can see, these peasant mobs are fighting the Goreherds right here, so everything is all good, and the damsel is in fact engaged with some Razor Gores. And King Leon flying himself in there, and I think I can't see Worcester's like way out of this. I thought he had this. He played this so well to start with, but he had those key units picked off the Razor Gores and the Minotaurs, and that is going to be game. No one can stop the king, and the Bretonians come with a victory, and that is a 2-0. We're going to be going to the finals now, which is of course going to be Flying Taco up against A Move Hacker. Fantastic game, 208 kills, 157 kills. Those knights really carrying the squad right there. So Flying Taco, if you'd like to stay in here, and let's get quickly, while we can, to Mirror Woods. Mirror Woods, there we go. So, if you are in the chat, A Move, would you like to swing across and hop in? You all up here over him? How's it going, my dude? Hey, you know Brit, what's up, my dude? GG's to everyone. I see we've got a lot of people watching. If you guys are enjoying, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It super helps out the channel and helps support the guys here as well. So, do I have A Move on my friends list? I don't believe I do. But there he is. The mighty Walrus has arisen. Now, Mirrorwood is going to be the first map here. I haven't used this too much in tournaments, but it's a pretty cool damn map. Cool, and these guys will get decided. Now, I know I've said it about 1 billion times, but I really apologise for the mouse keeps sticking. It's forcing me to kind of do these overarching views of the battlefield rather than getting those nice zoom-ins that we normally like. But at least we're getting to see these competitors play. And I will sort out the mouse. I'm actually going to try disconnecting it from the computer and reconnecting it. Cool, we just tried that, and now the mouse isn't moving at all, so I'm assuming it is just locked. There we go, and it's back and frozen again. So no, that doesn't seem to fix it. I'm going to have to get a new mouse, I think, which kind of sucks. Looks like they are going to go for a pick a ban. Awesome, man. So who do you guys want to win the final? We do have an Extreme Meme Team representative in Flying Taco, and I believe an ex-Extreme Meme Team, I think. A Move Hacker was Extreme Meme Team back in the day. I think it's QSA now. Cool. Come on, mouse, come back to life, please. Oh, okay. It's come alive and died again. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a new mouse. But thank you for bearing with these technical issues. We are still luckily getting to see a lot of awesome games. And Flying Taco is going Tomb Kings. No, boo. We don't like Tomb Kings. We're not fans. Hey, Park Map, what's up, man? Good to see you in chat, dude. Very well played in your games, by the way. Nice comeback in the second game. Almost managed to pull it through. Always happy to have you back as well. Great competitor. Cool. So, come on, mouse. Please sort your life out. Seems to just like log. There you go. Look, and then it moves again. I hate you, mouse. I hate you so much. I desperately keep trying to get down to that start battle symbol. Oh, not a fan of the Dowie, Hero of Rome. You gotta love the Dowie. Come on, what's not to love? Big bearded. They're basically Vikings, but dwarfs, so they're extra stubborn. It's great. Then again, Norskins kind of fill my Viking role as well. Cool, come on, mouse, wake up. Wake up almost. I'm just going to keep wheeling you into your work. Let's move into and fro. So we do have Mirror Woods. Round 2 is going to be on Alpine Ridge, which is a super cool map. I like using it as number 2, as it kind of represents both players trying to claw their way to the top. Ah, see, this is something we've added in with the unit caps. You can no longer take 4 units of Regiment of Renowned. You can now only take 3, because we do use unit caps in this tournament as well. We're trying it out. I'll get some feedback from the guys afterwards. I'll drop them a message and see how they feel about unit caps being in it, as well as the original restrictions brought in by the Warhammer Cup rules. And see what they say, and see if it's needed or not. But it was nice to try it out. One of the new features, which I think is 100% a fantastic thing for ladder. It really stops some of these horrible kind of mass spam builds. But I don't have a favourite in this. I know my housemate, as I said earlier, is a massive Flying Taco fan. It's one of his favourite players, so he'll be very happy to see this later. Oh, Aristodemus, are you QSA then as well, man? He loved QSA so much that he doesn't have a clan tag on at all. I think he took a break for a while playing, so I think he was going under a different name. No! Okay, Greeks are very cool as well, but not Greek fire. Or chariots. No, well played, Park Map, man. What are you talking about? Very good second game there. First game, it was a bit unlucky due to the map. You didn't have any room to maneuver, and you just kind of got flattened a bit, but that can happen, unfortunately. But very well played second game. Which clan tag, mate? XMT? XMT is Extreme Meme Team, dude. I see Tim in the chat. I feel like a right is coming after this left. There we go. Left, right, left. Yes, that's an elite tactic actually not many people know about, so keep that to yourself, man. Cool, looks like Flying Taco is ready, just waiting on a move hacker. Quit saving albatrosses. I wonder how all these clans start. I know I've asked some people from the Extreme Meme Team before, and they just said it was a meme, started as a meme and then got extreme. I don't know how any of them actually start or whatnot. I really need to start a duck. I need to start a duck one. There is Waking Duck, Poison Ducky. There's me. There's another duck somewhere as well. We could ducks and overtake the world, which I quite like the idea of. How you doing, Tim? I see you in chat. See, lots of people watching, but not as many likes, guys. You know what they say. A like a day keeps a puppy alive. Not that I have a load of puppies that I'm getting ready to kill if I don't get the likes. But, you know, puppies love likes. Cool, and we are good to go. Should be a good battle. 2 very highly skilled players there. I expect to see a very defensive approach from a move hacker. It's kind of what he's known for. He plays a lot like Console of Rome does, actually, who's been on our channel quite a lot. And Flying Taco, of course, to bring that a very aggressive play. The fun thing is that a move smashed me on ladder like 1 hour before tournament. That is so unlucky. So, very cool map here. Very hilly. And lots of trees, so this could actually kind of be a disadvantage to the Empire here, as there's quite a lot of line blockers. But overall, it is a pretty fun map. I normally see it from the other point of view, so it's a bit weird looking at it from this side. But both players have hills, both players have trees, so I feel like it's fairly evenly matched, even though there is bonuses and disadvantages. With this nice little lake over to the side for a bit of scenery, a little bit of a rainbow up there in the top left, and some beautiful mountains in the background. So what more can you want? A lovely scenery, soon to be filled with bloodshed. I'll just wait for the players to load in. So we have both fans of Flying Taco, and of course for A move, so it should be interesting. They're previous clanmates, and let's have a little look quickly at the Tomb King's army. So, for the front line, it looks like we're going for a mixture of skeleton warriors mixed in with skeleton spearmen, going very chaffy, although there are some tomb guard mixed in as well to hold the line a little bit. We have 3 units of the Nekakar horsemen, very good little skirmish units, and 3 units of skeleton chariots. I myself am terrible with chariots, I get them killed all the time, but players who are good at them are fantastic. 2 units of used Shopti, combat variety, though which is quite interesting. 2 carrying up in the air for a bit of harass, and let's try and find your leadership, I believe. Don't dare turn around. There you are, Cetra the Imperishable up on top of his mighty kitty there. He's going to be a massive pain in the arse, doing a ton of damage, and these chariots are really going to have to pay for themselves. Personally, I get chariots stuck, I don't move through enough, and they can get dragged down, but if you constantly keep them moved, they're a pain in the butt. And fantastic here, so we do have Marcus Wolfhart here from A Move Hacker. Get to see one of the new lords in action. God at sniping lords, he is so powerful. He has a very awesome net ability, although it looks like... yeah. He hasn't brought his net ability, which is being used me quite a lot. The net ability is ridiculously powerful, so is magic missiles, but it looks like he's gone for a naked Wolfhart. His Knights of the Blazing Sun, I assume one on either flank. No, just the one. Then the front line mixed in with Flagellants and Spearmen, which is going to be pretty good. Oh, there is a second unit of Knights of Blazing Sun. Just going to be unbreakable holding the line there. We have the Silver Bullets Regiment round handgunners, standard unit of handgunners. We have a Bright Wizard with the flaming, well, same matchup he had before. Spearmen, and that looks like it is about it. Overall, very nice build. Can be taking a defensive approach here. Also, of course, has 2 great cannons, or is that 1 great cannon, 1 Hammer of the Witches, the regiment round great cannon with a badass name. So I assume what we can do with Marcus here is stand up front, snipe out some lords and heavy kind of key targets where he can, fall back inside of his defensive box, and every time the box does get breached, he's going to come in and smash the hole with the Knights of the Blazing Sun, try and fill that gap. So overall, nice play. Also, hopefully protecting these gunners. He's got a nice hill he can use to his advantage as well to get some line of sight. Front line, for the most part, is Unbreakable or Spearman. And who's this? Is this the Bright Wizard? Yeah, Bright Wizard is hiding behind that front line. It should be interesting to see how this goes. These chariots are going to be very key at breaking this box. If they can just roll through that front line, they're going to do a huge amount of damage. So let's have a little check on chat right here. Marcus Wolfhart with our abilities. Yeah, it's so bizarre. I'm very confused as well. Yeah, Falcon's right, man. You did good, honestly, man. Hey, what's up, Tim? Yeah, Park Map, you honestly did very good. Very good second game, man. The first game, honestly, it was the map that screwed you, unfortunately. Not too much you could have done there in that matchup. The Dark Elves are so aggressive and they just kind of rolled you over, unfortunately. So Marcus getting those some early Kobe's in. Looks like he was very kind of sad shot there. Getting in at some carrying, but of course he's going to be switching his target. Probably on top of these Ushopti or on Cetra, the Imperishable himself. Some early cannon shots coming in as well. Looks like everything at the moment was just on fire at will and is going at the cannons. But as you can see, the cannons have switched now to the Shopti, which is a pretty good pick here. However, Skeleton Warriors won't do too bad against this front line. You know, it's going to be a bit of a chaff on chaff, not an overly particularly interesting fight. But the Tomb Guard could swing it maybe in the Tomb King's favour. Early shots now coming in and trying to ping out, it looks like the other unit of your Shopti, so really trying to whistle those guys down now, and the box is tightening by the looks of it, as the Karen do come in, and they're going to be a pain in the butt. However, we do have Knights all over the place, and some shots are coming up from the Silver Bullets, coming in, just scaring off these Karen, doing some decent work, who are eating a few of those bullets. It looks like a disaster though. Marcus Wolfhart is massively out of position here, getting pinned in by those skeletons, and he doesn't have the net to get himself out of trouble. This could cost A Move the game right out of the gate. Losing your Lord this early is disastrous. And no, he looks like he's slipping away, and oh, 360 no-scoped one of those chariots. It looks like a couple of chariots actually got blown up. Cannon fire coming in and really helping them out as well. So Marcus looks like is actually going to be able to escape, with Cetra is rampaging in, so maybe a little too late. Tad Soul's taking an absolute pounding from the chariots on the front line, but great rebuttal here by the Knights of the Blazing Sun, doing a huge amount of damage right there. Cetra is on top of Marcus, and Marcus is going to get just torn apart here. Big Kitty smashes Puny Human, and that is the result. Front line is starting to get underway, and it looks like Ushopti were going to try and sneak into the back line. They don't really want to take the fight with the Spearmen, but it looks like chariots are going to come crashing through, and then the Ushopti are going to charge in and do some serious damage. carrying it in the back, trying to get on the good targets, but doesn't look like there's too much for them to attack. Nekaka Horseman is trying to find a home, but great play here so far by Amu, really keeping his formation. He has managed to escape, though, with Marcus Wolfhart as well. One of the great cannons is starting to get a little bit under pressure. Now, it looks like the Tomb Guard are doing a decent job in the front line. They may be able to push through into this back line and start shutting down some of these handgunners. Knights, of course, will be taking a very defensive position here, trying to counteract wherever they can. Front line isn't going so good for the skeleton, and a massive flaming head. This just is disastrous right here. The unit of Skeleton Warriors and a unit of Tomb Guard just bam deleted for Flying Taco. And that is a fantastic play. Burning Head, even going through and destroying some chariots, is such... And it's going to keep going! Jesus Christ! Gone through these Skeleton Warriors as well. That just took offline 3 units. That is game-winning right there. One cannon in return has been shattered, and Cetra is smacking the crap out of Marcus Wolfhart here, sending him flying, and that is a bit of a saving grace here for the Tomb Guard, or Tomb King, sorry, who are doing pretty good, though, across the rest of the map. That spell kind of maybe kept... Flying Taco, sorry, is... Oh yeah, of course he is undead. I was looking at the wrong person there. May have saved a move hack there with the flaming head, but there's still a lot of chariots roaming around. They are very beaten up, but Cetra is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with. His handguns are all getting slowly shut offline, and Marcus is just getting beaten left and right. We do have some very brave Knights of the Blazing Sun, though, doing a very heroic charge downhill, coming crashing into these Ushopti there, do some huge burst damage, but they don't want to stay in that engagement too long. We look around the rest of the fight, we do have some Skeleton Spearmen up here fighting in a bit of a wet noodle contest, and some Spearmen running off the field. Bright Wizard doing all good, though. He's getting slowly pinned in by some Skeleton Warriors, and another Flaming Head coming down, doing huge damage to Skeleton Warriors, but this time it was spotted by Flying Taco, and he does manage to retreat, negating most of the damage. Still taking a bit, though. Wolfhart back online, firing those shots in, but so Cetra literally just needs to keep chasing this guy. I understand it's going to be frustrating. You're going to keep flinging him over, and he's not going to be taking the damage, but you really need to shut him offline. You don't want him getting in here, shooting down your shop. You're going to do a great job against pretty much everything else on the battlefield. And Cetra's going to be turning around by the looks of it. Nope, he's just going to be kitty-catting his way over here, pouncing on the Hammer of the Witches, shutting it down, and it looks like he's actually going for some Knights of the Blazing Sun, who may be brave, may be bold, but they do not want to fight that big nasty kitty. These handgunners, I fear for you, my friends, and the Nekaka Horsemen are going to hunt them down quite easily, and Flying Taco has now pushed himself into the lead. There was some great play by Amu for that Fire Wizard, really keeping him in the game, and rescuing Marcus was a good play. Obviously, didn't want to get him caught in the first place, but fantastic rescuing him. But Cetra looks like he may be able to carry this with his Ushopti. All the gunners are offline, getting chased down. There's a few unbreakable units left, but Marcus is not the type of lord who can go toe-to-toe with someone like Cetra. Big breath attack coming in, knocking him down, doing some damage as well, and he's down to just a pitiful 1,200 health. There is pocket strength all over the field, but we do have Nekaka Horseman doing rear charges, trying to desperately rescue the Skeleton Spearmen, and it looks like the Empire are running for the hills, and this is a disaster up here. The Knights of the Blazing Sun getting escorted off the field by Nekaka Horseman, getting great value from there. Those Knights of the Blazing Sun were really needed on the front line, but down they go, and it looks like these Spearmen are going too. Fantastic micro play by Flying Taco so far, the whole tournament, to be honest. Now, Marcus does basically stand alone. He's going to be going down very soon, and this is going to be 1-0 to the mighty Flying Taco, representing Extreme Meme Team Hard. And there we go. Army losses does set in, and very well played to both competitors there. GG's. What's left? Oh, just the unbreakable units left, but they're going to be getting finished off any second now. As soon as Flying Taco realises what's going on here, just turn all his units around and finish off. What do we have? 2 of the Tattered Souls, and there we go. A move does withdraw. So very good battle overall, guys. Tomb Kings, very powerful, man. Very, very powerful. Flaming Head did bits, 145 kills on that Fire Wizard, but it wasn't quite enough. Just the constant threat of the Ushopti mixing with Cetra was just a little bit too much. Cool. We're gonna try. We're gonna risk the mouse. Change these names. So we do have move and Taco. Boop. Quickly back to the game before the mouse freezes. Boom. We're up. Looks like A move going back to his main comfort zone. Oh, we need to switch the map. Alright, yeah. There. Which, unfortunately, is not a very good map for Dowie, I don't think. Their cannons do get kind of harassed by that hill in the middle. And up against Flying Taco in charge of Lizardman. Now, Flying Taco, I know you can't hear me. Unless you do have the stream on in the background, there's a delay, so there will be a problem. Razordons, mate. Razordons. You heard it here first. Razordons versus Dowie. It's going to be in the meta. I'm going to force it. I'm forcing Razordons to have a good application. I used them in a live stream, I think, against Dowie. They didn't do too bad. Yeah, I know what you're saying here, Rome. Honestly, it's so hard to protect your back line with, again, someone like Tomb Kings. They have so much pressure. So 2 cannons maybe was a little too much with the 2 handgunners in there as well. I think he did a really good job to start with. The Knights of the Blazing Sun really counteracting a lot of that and doing some great counter charges. But they got stretched too thin. They ended up having to rush all around the place. And then eventually cannons got shut down, gunners got shot down. And the Tomb Kings just about managed to grind it through. I mean, this Flaming Head almost carried it, but not quite enough there. So Alpine Ridge, big hill in the middle, as Flying Taco does try and claw his way to victory and be the first champion of this season of Death Before Dishonour. Zach be saying, of course, being the overall champion of the last one. So what we'll do is we get 4 champions from 4 different events. Then they all come together and do a bit of a Royal Rumble matchup, which is always good fun. Luminarchs are just... That's all I've said on Luminarchs. They can do bits. I used one against my housemate the other day, and he brought an Arachnarok Spider, and it just deleted it. Which was a pretty ballsy pick anyway, up against Empire, I think. With all the kind of range firepower they can do, and it just destroyed him. I brought it as a bit of a meme, and it actually ended up working quite nicely. But yeah, Hero of Rome, man. Be good to get you in one of these tournaments at some point as well. If you are interested at any point, just let me know on Discord or something, and I'm sure we can get you into one of the next ones. So looks like Flying Taco is ready, just waiting up on a move. I believe we're going to see the mightiest of Dowie boxes here. Hopefully some gyrocopters as well, so he can ensure that he's attacking, because his cannons will not be able to see from the off. This map really does make the Dowie struggle. Cool. I'm just making sure they're all ready and there was no questions. So the maps are open. I did let the players know the maps beforehand. And there was no complaints, so we're keeping with them all. And if this does go to a game 3, Kelp and Coal Dust will be the final map. Yes, my housemate plays this game. He's only just learning, though. He's currently training up on Turbo Warhammer 1. Before he buys a computer which can actually run Turbo Warhammer 2. So we're playing like low graphics, still normal unit size and everything. Just teaching him the basics of the game, because he likes watching it quite a lot. I watched a lot of the streams with me, I watched a lot of touring and so forth. And yeah, just wants to get involved, so slowly teaching him how to play. At the moment, obviously, he needs to get better at micro and that type of stuff, but he's starting to understand the game and understand the importance of setting up your army, and mainly picking an army. You know, battles can be won or lost at that first stage of the battle, so... Oh man, if you're at uni, dude, no worries, man. I mean, I can always let you know the time, you know, and if you can't make it, you can't make it. Let's see a Slayer Rush. Slayer Rush would be the dream, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that. Looks like we're going for some traditional builds. And no Razordons. I am upset, Flying Taco. Do you truly deserve the extreme meme team tag when you do not meme with the Razordons? For main line, we do have, it looks like Saurus Warriors mixed in with Red Crested Skinks, which is obviously very decent. Yeah, Saurus Warriors with shields. They'll do fairly decent up against Dowie, and the Red Crested Skinks very good. You have to be a little careful though, of course, of miners and so forth, which can do some huge damage. Skink cohorts on the flanks, just trying to get as much pressure as possible, and 3 units of Croc Score. These guys are going to be the heavy hitters, doing that massive AP damage, really trying to carry the squad here. Now over on the right hand flank, we do have Tehenowin up on a horned one, which is a very interesting pick here. Looks like he's gone for Transformation Kadon, and I believe that is Amber Spear, which surprisingly does a ridiculous amount of damage to the Dowie. If he can get the angle right along the side, it just bursts through the flank and it can tear people apart so heavily. Up in the sky, we do have some Ripidactyl Riders, 2 units of these guys. They are very susceptible to missile fire, being rather squishy, but if they get on those back lines, they can do some huge damage, and that looks like is going to be the main plan, a main rush. Let's quickly have a little look at the gyrocopters flying in the air of a move hacker. So he's gone for some brimstone guns, which actually give us plus 16 bonus versus large now, I think, which is very decent. For his main line, he has gone for 2 units of rangers who are pushing up, and then a nice dowie box, mainly comprised of longbeards. Looks like all longbeards pretty much wrapped around 2 units of iron drakes, 1 unit of thunderers, a bolt thrower surprisingly, dragonback slayers, and another unit of giant slayers. Warriors Dragonfire Pass in there for longbeards. Very nice pick overall. And who does it for his lord? I'm assuming a rune lord. Yes, he does. Very nice build overall. I prefer using some longbeards and miners in the secondary line, which sounds weird, but you maneuver the miners so they're positioned where the red crested skinks are going to hit. You destroy them with the satchel charges, and the longbeards can basically deal with the rest of the infantry. 2 units of Warhammer torpedoes and like 1 cannon to force the opponent towards you. So it looks like the first gyrocopter did get caught a little bit here. Oh, sorry, the only gyrocopter, but Rangers popping up, doing some decent damage and scaring off the Ripidactyl. Skinks getting a little overzealous. This does often happen when you alt-shift or alt-move your army forwards. They move a lot faster than the Saurus Warriors. However, we see the hill being used to great effect here. Croc score hiding us behind the hill, plus the Henowin as well, as the rest of his forces do move up. I would even consider leaving the Croc score a little further back for now, behind this hill. They are a bit faster, Saurus Warriors, and moving up slightly secondary. Nice dodging coming in though, some elite play by Flying Taco, just swooping right, left and right, dodging the gyrocopter brimstone gun. So nice shots coming in by the Rangers onto Red Crested Skinks. Good target. You want to get those squishy guys off the field, and considering there's no miners to get blasting charges and really check those guys, I really like this pick. However, they have to be very careful, these Rangers. They are quite out of position. And yes, Saurus Warriors aren't fast, but neither are Rangers. They need to get hiking back to their line, otherwise I think they're both going to be pretty much sacrificed here, although at least it will hold up the enemy for a short amount of time. Rune of Wrath and Ruin, which no longer does damage, but does a massive 72% speed and charge drop, are trying to get on top of these Rangers here with these Ripidactyls, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch them. These Rangers are going to be sacrificed to the mighty lizard gods, but at least let's hold them up while these Trollhammer torpedoes now will start to get to work. Trollhammer torpedoes are going to be massively key to taking down those Croxagore, so it's nice getting those Ripidactyls offline early, keeps away some of those pressure. Now, where is the secondary unit? Staying way out of it, waiting for the late game. It looks like those Terran Riders did get brought down, and in fact the Rangers are going to just about manage to scuttle back to the front line. Big shots coming in. There looks like a Amber Spear just completely missed, which is really unfortunate there. Might have been due to the slight high ground here, and we can see a Manticore summon coming in. Red Crested Skinks are running on Longbeards, but Longbeards are surprisingly resilient, and as you can see, he's got all 1 chevron popped up on them. Now, before the latest patch, I don't know if the patch changed this, Longbeards actually gain a better bonus than anyone else does from getting that first chevron. I'm not sure why, but it's just the way it works. Skink cohort mixing with Red Crested Skinks, trying to take on Giant Slayers, which is actually a pretty good matchup for the Skink cohort, as they'll be getting some solid damage for their value. Longbeards getting torn apart here by some Ripidactyls, but these Thunderers are still online, although they are apparently obstructed. It looks like the other Ripidactyls are going to be swooping in to try and take them down. Manticore also coming in the back, trying to shut down some Iron Drakes. Overall, the box is holding strong so far. The Trollhammer torpedoes are really struggling to fire. Maybe it'd even be better cross-firing either way, as they are now starting to be shut down by Ripidactyls, which is pretty key. Manticore in the back also shutting down these Iron Drakes. A-Move is trying to force his troops backwards and possibly form a second pocket on this section here around his Rune Lord, and get his firing squad back up online. 1 unit of Ripidactyls has been forced off, which is really nice. We have 1 unit of Red Crested Skinks rallying and coming back to the fray. Looks like the Longbeards are holding pretty strong for now, but Croxgar are forcing their way through, doing decent damage already. So Tehewinin has now got in the back line, and he's going to be tearing up these Rangers pretty effectively. Nice to see some more Amber Spears coming in, as 1 unit of Croxgar is forced off, and the other 2 are running away, trying to get out of range. But they need to be in there doing the damage. They're going to really struggle otherwise. I don't think the Lizardmen have too much punching power left, unfortunately. Tehewinin doing decent damage in the back here. Manticore was summoned as well, doing decent damage, but he's now meeting up with Dragonback Slayers, which is where he definitely doesn't want to be, especially considering he is mounted and be taking extra damage there. The left-hand flank will now have Croxgar return to the field, some Skink cohorts, and just 2 little Pterodon riders, or Ripidactyl riders, sorry, up in the sky, who can come in and maybe just drop themselves down on some ranges or something. I'm really impressed so far with the play of the Gyrocopters, up to 12 kills, constantly shooting these Kroxigor, however, though, doing that extra bonus versus large now, and it looks like the Dowie box may in fact hold. The Henowin is in the back, shutting down that bolt thrower, and it's nice play so far by Flying Taco attempting to break the box, but a move, of course, a master of the Dowie kind. Looks like he may be able to hold the line. Kroxigor, though, seeing an opportunity to sneak through a little gap here, are going to be forcing their way into the back line. Need to shut down these Thunderers who are doing huge damage to this Kroxigor. Great play here. Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin, synergised with Trihammer Torpedoes, plus Thunderers are just shrekking them. However, 1 unit of Thunderers does get shut down. But now the Crossfire is simply going to come in from these Iron Drakes, and they're going to take huge damage. I don't think there's much left that Flying Taco can do here. The battle is slowly slipping away. Now, Henowin trying desperately to get away from these Dragonback Slayers. And it looks like we do have some Sword Swords also pushing their way into the back line. Trollhammer Torpedoes are online all over the place. This one's slightly compromised, but it looks like they're about to be rescued. Bolt Thrower back online as well. And where is the Rune Lord? Rune Lord incredibly healthy here. Looks like he only bought the Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin. A move hacker seems to like these pretty cheap and cheerful lords. We do have some Gyrocopters going into glorious hand-to-hand combat with some Kroxigors. They're either insane or just insane. There's no other way around that. They're obviously going to get absolutely smashed there, although they do actually help break off those Kroxigor there. And they're out of ammo, so they're just trying to break units. Now Henowin coming in desperately, trying to form a pocket of strength for the Lizardmen on this left flank. Let's see if there's any units rallying. Doesn't look so like much is working for them here. Saurus Warrior is going to slowly drag down these Dragonback Slayers, but it's a little too little or too late here. The battle is slipping away. Armylesses are just around the corner. What's even left? Just a Henowin and 1 unit of Saurus Warriors are still in action. 2 units actually, nope, they're gone. That is army losses, and it is going to be 1-1. And it is going to the final game, which is going to be very exciting. QSA being repped hard here, fighting back against the very dominant Extreme Meme team so far. But GG's all round. Super fun game. And we will be going to the final. I always like it when it goes to the final. It's always best. Right, let's quickly wire the map. Yes, mouse is working. Get chat open and get there. Cool. Gonna have a quick little sip. That's all good. I'll pick counts. Ban coast. No, Flying Taco. I don't like counts. Boo. I'm not a big fan of the undead factions in general, I'm afraid. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is. It's not that I don't like the bad guys. I love Greenskins. I love Norska. Let's think about the undead. I think it's the way they play. I'm not the biggest fan. And we'll see who A move picks. Yes, Lizards definitely need a Dread Saurian. I 100% agree. And an Arc of Sotek. Maybe an Arc of Sotek either side of a Dread Saurian, given that poison all round. Yeah, swinging a miss on the spear, which really did. That spear can do so much damage. It was very unlucky. I think the hill did affect him quite badly. But A move coming with the Lizardmen. Yes, my favourite faction. Good to see. And Kelp and Koldus will be the map for the final. So who is your money on? 2 heavyweights going at it. I'm also very impressed that that box managed to hold. It looked like it was going to break, didn't it? Quite early on. A move managed to punch through very effectively. Kroxigor's getting them doing work. I'm not sorry, A move Flying Taco. But A move managed to make almost a second little pocket just at the back of his original box, which he managed to stabilise, get some Trollhammers firing again, get some Thunderers backfiring, use those Slayers to start clearing up all the stuff that had come into the box, and he just held strong. Longbeards are such a fantastic unit. They're so good for value, especially with that little 1 chevron on them. They hold for decades. It's so good. Tis a Flying Taco with bat wings indeed. I wonder if anyone noticed that I managed to mitigate those amber spears by rotating my units. I did not notice that. I thought it was the hill that managed to do it. Well played. There's some elite play coming in there. Definitely go back and check that out. which is very good. I thought it might be the little dip which made the amber spear go wrong, but if he managed to rotate his unit as the spear was coming in, that is very quick thinking. I like seeing that a lot, actually. A move, of course, a master of the Dowie, so he is, of course, used to people bringing amber spear against him. I wonder if anyone else in chat ever tries doing that as well, rotating your units. Oh god, he's Falcon's third account. Oh god, I mean, Falcon man, if you make 900 and something accounts, you get a 24-hour stream, I'm just saying. If they all follow me. So the Aristodemos stream is going to be pretty cool. It'd be good to have you back as well, actually, man. One of the previous champions, of course. I think the third Death Before Dishonour you might have been champion. Darkwind Duck, man. I don't go to the dark side, man. I'm a more of a scaled, lizard-scaled duck. Cool. It looks like Flying Taco is ready. Just making sure the mouse hasn't locked yet. Really, well, I know I keep saying it, but once again, apologies for the mouse problems. It's a pain in my butt, so having to do these overarching views of the battle, but we're still getting at least to see the very elite plays from high up. We just don't get to see those nice close-ups. I'll have a little look at my mouse tomorrow. Probably go into town and buy a new one. They're pretty dead cheap, to be honest. I don't feel like you need too much of a good mouse. Mouse is quite basic. My keyboard's quite basic, and it's got a really nice computer and screen and stuff. And I'm slowly upgrading my my set. I was going to buy a gaming desk yesterday, but I didn't have time in the end. Instead, I have got a gaming chair now. Very comfy. My butt is not sore at all, which normally gets after like 2 hours of streaming or so forth. So hopefully we can do some longer streams. Prepare myself for that 24-hour stream. Cool, Aristodemos noticed. Well, that's because you were a very elite player, my friend. I completely missed it. 14 watching, only 9 likes. That's 5 dead puppies, guys. You don't want puppies to die. I know some people do watch as well and don't have accounts, so you can't actually physically like. But quickly, go make an account. It's worth it. Trust me. You get to subscribe to me, and I'm awesome. I do lots of cool stuff, like Total War, all based around lizards, pretty much. I'm going to be playing some other games in the future as well. If you've got any suggestions of what you would like to see, actually, I'm always down to play PS4 games or PC games. I'm currently playing Darkest Dungeon, which is a really fun game. I think it's quite old, so I didn't think I'd bother streaming it. It's super tricky. I'm pretty terrible at it, but it's great fun. So let's have a little look at the front line of Flying Taco. Heroic Zombies did this with his peasant mobs as well. Just going to be in the front line, slowing things down, including the Regiment Renowned version. Now for his main battle line, he's got Skeleton Warriors mixed in with the hardcore Grave Guard, including the Regiment of the Renowned version, some more Skeleton Spearmen on the side. So we're going very hardcore in the infantry fight. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord up in the skies, who's going to be a big pain. And here's some of the heavy hitters. He has a Terrorgeist up in the sky, a unit of Blood Knights, one of the most fantastic units to have in the game. Of course, they have nothing on horned ones because they're not lizards, but they are vampires. They have blood drinkers, so they can heal themselves, and they're very nasty and powerful. And this whole battle could rely on this beastie here, the Mortis Engine. If he can keep it alive, that constant drain is huge amounts of damage. However, it depends what A-Move has brought, if he has anything that can snipe it out. And it looks like he has, in fact, brought some things that could possibly do this. So, of course, taking this nice hill here, going for that defensive approach. For his main line, he has gone for Temple Guard. Very hardcore counter here. Going with those elite Temple Guard in the front line. 2 Saurus in the back. Cohort of Huatl, Regiment Round Sacred Croc sorry. I'd love to get some zoom-ins on them and see some of those kills. Very cool attack animations. One of the new units there. Some Cold One Spear Riders in the back. It looks like we have Bastildon with Revivification Crystal. And a Bastildon with Solar Engine, which I think can do some really great work in this matchup. And Gorok, the tankiest of all lords, the Great White Lizard. So definitely excited to see him play. And both players are going to be advancing now, and I'm sure until he can get into range with his nasty shooting abilities. Now, A-Move could take this fight to the trees and use his range to force in Flying Taco here. And of course, his dinosaurs will fight worse than the trees, but there's only 2 dinosaurs, and all the Temple Guard and stuff can then deal super effectively with the Terrorgeist. Now, Lizardmen, for me, are a hard counter to Vampire counts. I love taking Lizardmen against them, but we're not seeing Croak. They often build is to go Mass Temple Guard and Croak, then maybe with a Carnosaur for protection, so it's nice to see A-Move Hacker doing something a little bit different, of course. Croak has taken a little bit of a nerf recently anyway. should be pretty decent. He is moving towards the trees, and we see that Flying Taco is lining up with him. Now, I can still see the Morse Engine doing some great work. However, it is ethereal, and the cohort of Hawatu do indeed do magic damage. So if they get a hold of that Finn, they will pound it in seconds. I'm talking seconds. They will destroy that Finn so quickly. So I think it's a very, very astute pick there by a move hacker. Blood Knights will need to do some heavy lifting. However, Temple Guard are such a good pick in this matchup. They defeat all undead infantry. They do very good against the monsters, and I think, just looking at the armies, my money is currently on a move. But never count out the Flying Taco, who has some flying units of himself here. And I'm sure he's got one or two tricks up his sleeve, which I don't know about yet. Coming in with the Shrieks might do some decent damage on top of Temple Guard as well, but there's no Lord to snipe out, which is a bit unfortunate for him. We are getting a little bit of lag trouble, it's not too bad, and a shot comes beaming in there on top of the Sternman, doing some decent damage. And Flying Taco needs to move up as fast as possible. We can see he's trying to wrap his forces around and get them all in line, but the longer he waits, the more shots he is going to take. Nice heal though coming in, Invocation of the Heck, dropping down, really mitigating some of that damage. But another hit by that Dino, that is one accurate Dino boy, up to 31 kills now already. So should be quite interesting. The zombies aren't going to be able to do too much, to be honest. There's no skinks for them to chase or annoy, but at least they can saturate in and try and protect the Graveguard a bit. But Graveguard are going to struggle. I mean, Temple Guard will beat them. So what do you do in this situation as Flying Taco? I mean, you can't snipe the Lord, you can't win the infantry fight. It's tough. It's really tough. He's going to need some big shriek attacks, I feel, and maybe some magic to help bring down the Temple Guard. Basiladons, not too worried about them. They're not going to do too much damage, but they will be a bit of a pain. Actually, that Rev Crystal as well will be healing the Temple Guard. And those shots, a little less accurate this time. It looked like it might have clipped one Temple Guard. Not Temple Guard, Graveguard, sorry. But that is about it. So some big breath attacks coming in now. It looks like they're actually going for the Cohort of Huatl. Not a bad pick, but I think would have gone for the Temple Guard. Big laser dino coming in with another accurate shot there. And that thing is certainly paying for itself. Up to 43 kills now on Elite Graveguard. The battle is about to get underway. So does the defensive box hold this time, or is it going to snap, bend, and break? Man, those shots coming in have done huge damage so far. That's been one very accurate dinosaur. Temple Guard are in fact falling back. They don't need to take this engagement quite yet, just repositioning themselves. And the Mortis Engine is coming in. Needs to be careful though. If these cogs go hop on it, it is honestly going to crumble so hard. And Gorok running there, he's going to get a bit swamped here by Skeleton Spearmen and Zombies. He'll slowly take them down. He's not the type of Lord who will just shred through your Finns very quickly, but he'll take pretty much no damage in this matchup. And the front line engagement has got underway. And as we can see, Sternsman and Graveguard all across the field getting in there. Mortis Engine popping in as well. Breath Attack coming in on Star Chamber Gardens, really trying to beat those guys down as hard as possible. And where are the Crossbow going? No, they are going to the back. It looks like them and the Cobble Knights are going to try and finish the Blood Knights, which isn't a bad shout. It just drops the curse on them, slowing them down, so you can hopefully catch them. And in fairness, the Crystal Rev Crystal is dealing enough damage to the Mortis Engine on its own. Big hill probably coming in now. You have Invocation of the Heck, trying to keep that thing alive. Really well played though so far by a move, and this is going to be super tough for Flying Taco to break through. Toragos trying to snipe out Gorok there, but Gorok super tanky. He can probably go toe to toe. He's not too scared to be honest. Although he's taken a huge amount of damage so far. Actually, I may be wrong. And it looks like he's going for the double snipe here, really trying to take out Gorok. May see it as his best option of kind of dragging himself into this battle. Although fantastic play, Mortis Engine is dragging down the Star Chamber Guardians, and across the front line, not doing too shabby. Graveguard, of course, will be Saurus Warriors, but they're struggling up against Temple Guard all over the place. Rear attacks now coming in as well from Blood Knights, but they are getting caught by the Cohort, and the Cohort will pound them. We need to get these guys coming in, getting these rear attacks, breaking these Saurus, breaking these Temple Guard. Shot Swing and Misto on the Mortis Engine, which is now doing some decent work. Only up to 8 kills, but it's the HP damages doing that is the big thing. Really starting to do some damage to the Star Chamber Guardians. Front line not going too bad, but it is slightly going in the favour of the Lizardmen, I think. Nice, fantastic breath attack. That just ruined those Temple Guard down. About 3/4 of their health with one blast there by the Blood Dragon, I believe. And those guys coming for the double snipe here. And maybe I was a little bit early in my assessment. The Vampires are doing a fantastic job here. Flying Taco dragging himself into this game. Cold One's almost been shut down. Mortis Engine, though, oh dear, is now getting pinged by shots, and the Cohort of Huatl is on him. Get those Blood Knights over there now and rescue him as quick as possible. It looks like, though, they are trying to put up a Skink Priest and the Rev Crystal. Guard in the back are being destroyed by the Blood Knight, and Morris Engine survive. If you're, he needs that to survive badly to try and keep winning this fight, but it's going pretty good for him. And Power Pants is in fact favouring the vampire count. It is starting to flee now, getting away from the cohort of Hoatl, sorry, using the Sternsmen and zombies as a bit of a meat shield. And overall, it's now swinging back in, and keeping this Finn alive has been super key. I'm very surprised he's had to sink a ton of winds of magic into it, of course, to keep it going. There's so many good shots. I really like the bestilled on solar engine play, but it was fun to different units to start with, and that's allowed the Mortis engine to do some fantastic work so far. But we do have Gorok coming in, dropping the Rokovitsa, doing some decent work. So the two big flying monstrosities are flying around. The Terrorgeist is going to easily pick off the Skink Priest, who's terrified, and is going to easily get escorted off the field. Blood Knights coming in, they do have the curse on them, allowing the bestilled on Rev Crystal to actually pack a decent punch against them. Overall, though, it's become a very pitched fight here. I think the vampire counts are in the ascendancy, though. Mortis Engine still alive, just skirting away there wherever it can. And it looks like Gorok has been surrounded. Helm of Discord coming in by the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. Fantastic play. Dropping Heart Piercing as well, and sort of anti-heroes. And he should be able to deal with Gorok fairly effectively. And those cohort of Hoatl are really starting to struggle now. And I think we're going to have our first champion of Season 2 of Death Before Dishonour, and I think he is going to be of the Mexican food variety. Mortis Engine getting very beaten up here, so he's just going to skirt away from these Saurus Warriors who are trying to pin him down. Rev Crystal, though, coming in, and A-Move is not going down without a fight here. Blood Knights coming in, so should be able to fish off this Skink Priest, but fantastic play by A-Move here, getting his Temple Guard on, protect him, and hopefully for him, dragging down those Blood Knights. Mortis Engine still taking a ton of shots trying to get in there, and Gorok is just tanking for so long, doing some really fantastic work here. Saurus Warrior's in a bit of a pickle though. He's surrounded by mainly zombies though, but the Sternsmen will do good work, and so will this Mortis Engine. So those are mainly the big entities left. Blood Knights getting a fantastic invocation of the heck on them, which is just what they need. Looks like army losses is setting in, and the Lizardmen are going to falter and fall. And we have the first champion, and his name is Flying Taco. Really good play there in a super, super hard matchup. I hate that matchup as vampire counts. I think it heavily favours the Lizardmen, but very fair play as well to A-Move, not bring Croak and just sit on him with like 4 units of Temple Guard and all that kind of nasty business. Overall, some very nice builds coming by both players. Temple Guard's still doing tons of work, but not quite enough there. Yeah, I should have taken Croak instead of being nice. You should have, my dude, unfortunate. But so, and that is going to be it, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed that stream. Flying Taco, great competitor there, coming in. And just having a quick little look at the old chat to see what you guys are saying. If you have any questions, now are the time to ask those questions, as I will be chilling for just a little while before we do log off. Yeah, that was a very nice army by move. I mean, not bringing Croak is obviously incredibly nice for him as well, and it kind of stops that kind of sweaty play. But he still played very well. He played very, very good. But yeah, you just can't... Vampire counts are very tough to take down. They have some hard counters for the Lizardmen, but you got to still take it seriously and play very hard. Great play by both players, though. I thought Emu had it for a long time there. It looked like he was going to be able to grind out that fight. But Flying Taco, not for the first time today, just keeps on going. He's relentless. So hard to defend against. But yeah, so guys, massive thank you to all of you for tuning in. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment, or the standard YouTube stuff. But the main reason I'm doing these tournaments is for you guys. It's always good to have a chat with you guys. Probably just once for the final time about the mouse, but I'm going to be getting that fixed tomorrow. So there should be another video up tomorrow, and future streams coming probably next week. I'll do a Come Out and Bro, or maybe even a second tournament. This one was super fun. I really want to get back into these tournaments on a regular basis. So if you do want to play in a future tournament, please do let me know. Peace out, Aristo. No worries, my dude. Thank you for turning it up. Wicked D, thank you very much, man. Cheers for turning up, guys. It's always good to chat you. Always good to see some friendly and familiar faces. Waste my time while I'm hungry. Go snipe Turin. Oh, it's Turin streaming as well. Go on, Aristo, mate. Go on. I might tune in and eat some food and watch that. So that is it from me, guys. Peace, peace. Stay awesome as always, and let's see if my mouse will actually let me end the stream. Looks like it will. So I'm over the stop streaming for now. Just if there's any quick questions, I will answer them very briefly. No worries, guys. Thank you for tuning in. No worries, Falcon. Peace out, man. Always good to see you. And yeah, guys, peace out. Adios, amigos.